What's going on, people? What's going on, people, man? This is Trailblazers Radio, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to us, man. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here with us, and we appreciate that, man. You tuned in to, well, let's just say this is going to be a very uncomfortable conversation that we're about to have. So if you guys are easily in your feelings and stuff like that, so I highly suggest you go back out the door and not come back in. So, but first and foremost, man, I do want to give a quick shout out to my two beautiful hosts that are in the building right now, Miss Quint Jones and Miss Coco Fenton. They are in the building right now with us, hanging out with us and in the building with us. And also, I got my brother, Mr. Terrence Jackson, in the building with us. And what's up, T? So,
how you doing?
What's going on, man?
Always a great day above ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yes, indeed, ladies. I want you guys to like and follow us on Facebook at Trailblazers Radio, but also like and follow us on Instagram at Trailblazers Radio. We also have a YouTube page to which we upload our shows to. Every show we also upload we also upload our shows to Anchor, which are also played to Spotify, Google Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcast from. So, man, I want to just thank you guys so very much for tuning in to us, and we thank you guys a lot for just being supportive of this channel and being supportive of us as this core group of podcasters and this group of friends that just decided to come on and have a conversation. So if you guys have a comment, just throw it in the chat, throw it in our comments in the chat, and we'll most definitely respond to it and talk about it. We'll talk about it at length. So with that being said, man, I was just gonna say this, man. So it's April, and y'all gotta excuse my friends. I'm gonna say this. Just it's April, and I already want to throw the whole fucking year away.
Was that French?
Yes, it was.
Okay, we I understand.
It's April, and I already want to throw the whole year away. I mean, we got mass shootings, we got more people, we got more black, we got mass shootings, we got hate crimes all over the place. We got a trial up in Minneapolis that may change the whole outlook of everything. Not to mention another killing in Minneapolis that may change the trial, may change the outcome of everything. And then some stuff that went on in Virginia, and also some stuff that went on in Chicago. Not to mention there are other things that we're going to talk about as well. But first and foremost, I think I really want to approach this crap. I won't say this crap, but the trial of Derek Chauvin, man. So earlier today, if anybody didn't mention or didn't see it, the closing arguments were concluded and the jury was released to deliberate. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just really put it out there. Don't be surprised if this whole thing gets a raw deal. Don't be surprised if that dude ain't convicted of something. You know, we've heard Maxine Waters say that we need to be more confrontational when it comes to things of that nature, and I would agree to a certain extent.
Can I throw some irony in there today?
Of course, all the time.
Because I value the response from my sisters who are really covered in God. I just want to make sure everybody online knows that God totally speaks through them and through their heart, and they give their testimony, and they're very real. So if they do something that's a little shady or maybe ain't quite on top, not because they did it on purpose, but because they happen to find out about it later, they will confess it to us, to anybody who need to hear it. This is the part of what happened in my life.
Right.
And my life today, considering what topic we have, I just got picked for a jury for the next couple of days. And I was sitting there, I just knew I was going home. You know, you get there, you stay all day. You know, we love the American flag. Let's not even pretend, but it's not about the American flag. and that's why we're here tonight. But the irony of God just had one song on my mind. Please correct me if I get any part of this wrong. Pastor Mike Jr. is going to be big. And, you know, and I know you started to show off with, you really like to throw French into, you know, the whole year away. And that's the interesting part of it, is that he's bigger. It's going to be bigger. And I just believe that in spite of the ironies, in spite of the things, because there's some truth to all that Maxine says. There's some truth in how you're speaking on not to be surprised. I mean, come on, people. I mean, we ain't been down this road the first time. And the ironies are amazing, but won't he do it? I mean, the moment we think, because I'm telling you, I was ready to walk out at 5 o'clock thinking I was going home, the week was done. And here I am sitting up on this mess. So, amen. And that's what I said. I started to help out with some French, Fred, there. So I just feel like I'll leave that for further discussion. But that's where the irony is, and God is powerful. You know, sometimes his people just need to see the real of where we are. You know, the Israelites and the Hebrews weren't always just chilling. You know, they came out of captivity how many times? And as much as we want to look the other way, are we not in captivity? I mean, let's be real.
Well, I mean, as far as what's going on with this whole Mr. Chauvin scenario, all I'm gonna say is just sit back and watch.
Amen.
I think the people are gonna be real surprised,
or not surprised
at the outcome,
or not surprised. Like Tara said, we've been down this road before.
Yeah, we've been down this road before, but this is what's gonna happen if they don't convict him. He's gonna have to have guards to come out the courthouse. Understand it. Like I mean, because people have already said it. If he is not convicted, he need to be heavily guarded coming out of the courthouse.
Yeah.
So, like I said, for them, it's gonna be justice one way or another. That's how they see it.
It is, but
it is a crossroads.
But is it really gonna be justice though? I mean, let's just keep it a buck now.
In their eyesight, to another person, their justice is what's important to them. If revenge or eye for eye is that's it. To them, that's justice. They won't think about it until later. And at that right now, later ain't it. They thinking about right now.
That's true. And then I look at it from the aspect of already experiencing this type of thing. And I'm not gonna go into like any type of big details or anything like that. So most of us know what that means to have to be robbed of some sort of justice. Mm-hmm. But then on top of that, some people also know what it means to have experienced justice.
Mm-hmm.
But what
is justice?
Yeah, it's excellent question. But yeah, what is justice? But what is it into? But what is it to? It's different. It's interpreted differently through different eyes. Justice for us is different for justice for them.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's a whole different page. We don't have time on this particular show.
But then, like I said, everybody's mean or perception of justice is different.
Well,
and it depends on what's going on.
Well,
because the justice for each case scenario is not the same.
Of course not.
And everybody's perception of whatever's going on is not the same. So I mean, you gotta sit back and think about how these scenarios are playing out. Just like with the whole releasing of the body cam footage of the 13-year-old boy getting shot.
Yeah.
and it
Did
shows
nothing.
it, and it shows no gun in his hand when
None.
he yelled and asked him to turn around, and it shows him getting shot 6 times.
Yep.
And then after he shoots him 6 times, you run up to him. Are you okay? You done shot me 6 times. Do you want to ask me, am I all right?
Oh, I'm not okay. You shot me.
Like,
Dying
I
over
mean,
this.
you think about that. I mean, this is a 13-year-old child who is now feeling 6 bullets in his body parts. You
Yep.
want to come up and grab him and ask him if he's okay after you have shot him 6 times. There is no gun in the video. And they said that the gun, he had already thrown it. So if he had already released it, then that means you had no means to shoot the boy. You did it anyway.
Yeah.
So at that point, here we are with another situation.
Yeah.
And let's go back. Remember the child who was playing in the park? Somebody called the police on him. He was playing with a toy gun. The officer pulls up, shoots him without even announcing. On video of his own camera from the car.
Yep.
And of course, he just gets, I think he quit and just got a job in another state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, just like now there's one of the case scenarios that people may disagree with what I'm getting ready to say, and I'm fine with that. Is that the one about Dwayne?
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. I do not believe that she meant to shoot him.
Yeah.
Because she yelled taser. She yelled taser, but she shot him because the taser and the gun are worn on the same hip.
No.
They both have handles that look like gun handles. And they should not be worn on the same hip. So when she pulled it, she thought she pulled the taser.
Right.
And once she looked up and noticed that it was not yellow and black, she should have paused, but she didn't do that because their tasers are bright yellow and black.
Her situation is the issue of retirement more than me. It's a situation where they should have, jumped in, and she, you could hear. That's where the body cam became so perfect. You could hear her reaction, like, "Oh, shoot," I'd had that reaction, and right. So in this climate, though, like you said, most may not understand or agree with,
right.
But again, in this climate, would she have even pulled a gun if it was a Caucasian person?
Right. And that's the other question. Then not only that, once you get the rest of the information concerning her, she was actually an officer still in training.
So
that in itself is also an issue.
True.
So you're already.
I heard that she'd been on the force for
26 years. So
they said that she was a officer trainee.
No, I thought she was a trainer of an officer.
She was, however they got it worded in the article. So it might be worded wrong, but they said that she was a officer. They put it as officer trainee. So, and if that is the case, then she should not have been in that situation in the first place.
True, but here's my thing, and T and Coco. I mean, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so she yelled taser, but pulled her pistol, but pulled her service gun instead.
Mm-hmm.
From what the police chief said, that officers are trained to have their gun on their dominant side, as opposed to the taser on the non-dominant side.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if I'm left-hand dominant, my gun's always going to be on my left side. My taser's going to be on my non-dominant hand, which is my right hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's with that, this was something that's called a cross draw.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to draw across my body to grab my taser, as opposed to coming right to my hip from my gun. just I mean, now you guys say that it wasn't. You guys say that she didn't mean to shoot that dude, but
Oh no, yeah, I believe that.
I'm gonna say this: when you've been in that police force for that long, or you've been trained in how to handle a firearm or anything else for that long, certain things become muscle memory.
This is true.
You're always
I
aware.
agree.
You're always aware of where your weapon is.
Mhm.
Your service weapon is at all times. You're always aware of where your non-lethal weapon is at all times. Certain things become muscle memory. If you're always in a situation where you're always drawing your weapon, you're never gonna reach across your body to grab a taser.
And I would just add that the weight of a gun is probably a different weight of a taser.
It is.
So how can you
Indeed.
not know the difference between the weights of the objects? And yes, you did hear her yelling in the video, taser, taser, taser. But then if you already went to pull your gun, something should have triggered in your mind to say, oh, okay, this is heavier than my taser. And obviously the way that the gun feels versus the taser is going to feel different. But I'm not an expert here, but just common sense. Well, something should have went off in your mind during that instant. Or did you already have it ingrained into you that day where you just wanted to pull the trigger?
Right. So
Now,
I mean, we really don't know the gist of the situation. All you can go based off is what you read and what they're already saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So at
Oh,
the end,
man.
so at the end of the day, one article says that she had her gun and taser on the same hip.
Mhm.
Remember, they also started attacking the victim moments after that story came out.
Of course.
Mhm.
Attacking. That was
They-
like, wow.
Off the top.
Mhm.
And they did the same thing to Adam Toledo in Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's, to me, that is a prevalent thing, regardless of who did what. It's really prevalent. So they look at like non-black perpetrators who do heinous stuff, such as shoot eight people in Georgia, and they categorize the dude as having a very bad day.
Wow. I remember that.
He had a mental history, a mental breakdown or something. I'm like, did he really have a mental breakdown? And
No.
That ain't an excuse. That's not an excuse.
But see, this is
Yeah.
the other thing concerning his situation. The situation about that guy.
Mhm.
That guy was already on the FBI's radar.
Mm.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? This is the situation behind a lot of these situations with these so-called mass shootings.
Right.
A lot of the people that are doing the shootings are already on the FBI's radar.
Mhm.
They're choosing not to do anything until after the shooting is already done and over with.
Which is sad.
You
Yeah.
already knew that this person was capable
Mhm.
of doing what they went and did. Instead of stopping them before they could do it, you let the shooting happen, and now this is the person you're going to pick up.
I would definitely add to that comment, Coco, that sometimes when people show us signs, we can't let those signs go, and we really need to act on the signs that we see at hand before just kind of dismissing things. Because just recently there was another mass shooting at the FedEx facility in Indianapolis, and he was a former employee, and he was only 19 years old. So after he done shot up all the people, then he turns the gun on himself, and now you have people's family who are suffering the loss because this kid went rogue. So I'm like, okay, now you guys want to talk about, oh, he had this, and this, that, and the third that was going on. But if he had this, that, and the third that was going on, what did you do to try to get him help before he went off the edge?
Nothing.
Nothing.
And
They did nothing.
And it's sad because I'm actually trained in mental health and first aid, and they say there's different signs that we have to look at to help a person, and there's ways to help de-escalate a situation. But then sometimes when somebody has mental health issues that are going on, sometimes those people are afraid to kind of speak up because society wants to label them as crazy or whatnot. So they don't want to seek out the help that they need. But then if you are in that person's family, and you can see by their body language, their tone of voice, the way they're carrying themselves, then you need to step in as a person that loves that individual and say, I understand that you're in a hard place right now, but let me help you get the help that you need, whether you want the help or not. But we have to kind of jump first, and then there is a way that we can help the people without making them feel like we're trying to cast judgment on them or making them feel like they're alienated. So we still have to have compassion and empathy, but we also have to let that person know what you're doing is not cool, and I need to stop you in your track before you go end your life and end somebody else's life.
Right. But see, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said, and we're gonna go to the situation about the guy who killed the baby mother's or girlfriend's family over her stimulus check. Over the stimulus check.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Now
I missed that.
The situation behind this whole thing is she has been afraid that he was going to kill her. She went and had multiple restraining orders, multiple complaints against him at her local, police department. They did absolutely nothing. He went to her house. He shot her. She did not die, but then he shot everybody in her household that was still left in her house and took their 3-month-old child and left the house with the daughter. Took the 3-month-old over to his sister's house, and then he sat there and waited for the cops to come and get him. When the cops showed up, they asked him why he did it. He said, because I wanted my part of the money, and sat down and let them lock him up.
Oh my gosh.
All of this was over her income tax money and her stimulus check.
See, this just goes to show that money is
what you talking about.
Because he felt like because he fathered the kids, when he came to her and told her that he was in need, she was supposed to give it to him. But everybody said, including his own sister and mother, said that they knew he had the tendency to harm this girl.
And why didn't they just stop in and try to remove the weapon? Well, we could always ask why this, why that, but unless somebody acted on it. And then the fact that you said that she went to the police department and they didn't do
multiple times and they did nothing. She had multiple restraint orders on him. Every time a restraining order ran out, she went and had it put it back on. So they did absolutely nothing. It showed, you can look it up in public record, how many times she had a restraining order against this dude. And they did absolutely nothing.
That is crazy. So it pretty much goes to show that the justice system failed her, and now they should be held accountable for their actions because, the proof is in the pudding and evidence is there showing how she went to try to get the proper action or whatnot. But let's play devil's advocate here. What if the roles were reversed and she would have, out of self-defense shot him? I wonder if they would have looked at her any differently.
Right.
Been different.
And that's my thing. I know that they would have. I know that they would have. The biggest thing for me now is that the fact that you shot her and you thought you left her for dead, but she got up and was able to run out of the house to the neighbor's house and call 911. But by the time the cops got there, he had shot up everybody in her house.
And that's ridiculous because that also just goes to show that money is the root of all evilness, because if you look at what's going on in society right now, there's so many mass shootings that are going on. Gun violence has taken it to the extreme. Mm-hmm. You see kids rising up against their parents. You see racial wars. You see political turmoil. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's almost like hell on earth right now. Yeah. Because there's so much craziness that's going on. And then you wonder where are the people that are supposed to serve and protect? But now we kind of look at the people in blue a little bit differently. Not saying that all the people who wear a blue uniform is bad, but whenever you hear stories of people turning their back against society, against civilians, when you see that there are people in the blue killing people that look like all of us on this platform here, you wonder, okay, is this a person that I could trust? Is this somebody that I can confide? Or do I need to go get a piece and pack it on my hip so I can protect myself?
Right. Well, look. Let's take it even deeper. Like, let's talk about what you just said again. You said what happens when you can't depend on the people that's supposedly supposed to serve and protect. Well, tell me what happens when you find out that the supposed people that's supposed to be serving and protecting are the people that are behind what you got going on. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Okay, so we're talking about sex trafficking
Yep.
people's children. All of these children coming up missing. Tell me why in Florida alone they found out that a total of 57 former FBI agents, U.S. Marshals, and some other law enforcement people who are all former law enforcement, nobody that's in current law enforcement right now, were behind the biggest sex trafficking ring they ever found. They were able to find and get back 138 kids that had been missing and that had been sexually exploited, and they had all been taken by former FBI agents and
Yep.
U.S. Marshals. These are the people that are supposed to be helping you look for your children when they go missing. But the reason why they're not helping you look is because they're the ones that had them taken.
Because
And
ain't that America, land of the free?
They're the ones that had
Yeah.
them taken. They're the ones that shipped them off. They're the ones that knew where they were the whole entire time. So you tell me why you feel like people are supposed to trust, okay, whatever it is you feel like we're supposed to be trusted in when it comes down to governmental people.
Man.
and it, and it's sad because you wanna do right and you wanna trust people. You don't want to see everybody as bad, but when you hear stories of this, it taints your viewpoints. It really does, and you
Yeah.
really just try to be transparent. You try to be that person that gives somebody a chance. But then now when you hear these crazy stories, it's like you got to put up a wall. You got to be on the defense because you just don't know who is who these days, because so many people are placating themselves. So many people are playing charades, putting on these masks and acting like they're so good, but then behind the scenes they're doing things like low down dirty shame.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff going on. I think that
It's
people
exhausting.
people tend to forget that a lot of the things that people do are to try to show you and warn you ahead of time. Let's take some of these things in perspective. For instance, a lot of the movies that have been made, and y'all follow me now. If you disagree, please step in anytime, because trust me, I'm with it. Now, a lot of the movies that have came out have showed you ahead of time a lot of stuff that was getting ready to go on. But people never paid attention to it until afterwards, until after the stuff happened, and you go back and be like, hold on, wait a minute. That happened in a movie I saw, but that movie came out 3 years ago. This just happened now. Think about it. Pandemic came out when? 2018.
Yep.
And it was talking about COVID. COVID didn't hit the so-called nation until when?
2019.
Okay.
Yep.
Pandemic came out in 2018.
Wasn't COVID hit the thing in 2019 though? 2019, but they never really talked about it in 2019 because it's still new.
Right. It was.
Think about it too. Obama was trying to pass a bill, and when he was president, about the pandemic.
So
they already knew what was about to take place.
It was, and he had already put together a system, a worldwide system to deal with it.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Now, before pandemic, there was another movie. Okay. That one was called Plague. That also talked about COVID. That movie came out 2015.
Oh, so question, was Plague the one whenever they were in, it was based in, I think, somewhere in Africa or whatnot, where they were trying to get the people out, and then they bombed the people to try to destroy everything once they try to find the cure?
Yes.
Oh,
now, and see, that came out 2015. Okay? Catch it and roll with it now.
Catch it and roll.
Catch it and roll with it now. Okay? Now, then we had the whole thing about when Ebola, remember when the Ebola supposedly came back and it was supposedly real bad for a little while? We had a movie about that. That came out the year before the Ebola went bad. And nobody pays attention to this stuff. But they put this stuff out there to let you know, hey, Hey, I need y'all to check this out because this is what's going on. Just like everybody thought it was a game, thought it was funny when Purge came out. Purge is happening out in the opening right now as we speak, but it's exactly like the movie.
Executions, and the police look the other way.
Right, and it's exactly like the movie.
But it's the same thing. Look, the coronavirus was put out to economize, to balance the economy. So when the first purge came out, they were trying to balance the economy, and it got out of control, and people started snitching. Now you got the same people that are putting these so-called vaccines together, but they won't take them. They won't give them to their children, and they're saying this out in the open because it's killing people, it's causing blood clots, it's causing respiratory issues, it's causing all kinds of stuff to go wrong in your body, autoimmune deficiencies. Come on, but nobody is looking at all of this. But everybody's I'm going to get this vaccine. It's not a vaccine, it's an experimental drug. You are a guinea pig.
And see, this is the thing. If anybody who has signed up for the so-called vaccine, let me go ahead and hurt your feelings right now. Okay. This is what's happening. They will tell you that when you go and get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which they just recently recalled, that when you get it, it only lasts in your system 6 months. And you have to get another one. So you tell me what kind of vaccine? Right, hold on. But what kind of vaccine is that? That only lasts in your system 6 months. Okay, that's Johnson & Johnson. Now let's go to Moderna.
Isn't that the same thing drug dealers do?
Now let's go.
Come and get this. No, it's
right.
Now you gotta pay. That was a good singer.
Hey, I need another hit, brother. I need another hit.
Right.
Look, but let's go to Moderna. So now Moderna is 3 shots, and Pfizer is 2. So why would every shot is an addition? I need y'all to catch that.
And
that every shot there's an addition.
Wait, question.
Think about it, because with the coronavirus, they said it was 2 strands, but it's another 6 more strands coming out. So if it's another 6 more strands coming out, and they only got 3 strands of the so-called vaccine, how is it going to help with the other strands? It's not.
It's not going to.
So then, question: I thought the Moderna was only 2 shots because I know some people that got the Moderna vaccine.
They added on a 3rd one to Moderna recently.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So
recently.
Now I need to tell the people who got the Moderna,
they're going to have to go back and get another one. They're going to send the letters out to people that have already had Moderna, letting them know that they have to come and get a 3rd one now.
This is very
now. But see, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I laughed so hard earlier today because I looked at the news article on my phone, and I was driving and I had to keep from hitting somebody. I laughed so hard. Now, this is what happened. It said that at Walgreens, instead of giving people the COVID-19 shot, they injected them with saline. I laughed so hard. Do you understand? I laughed so hard. I was just like, how can you not realize that you had a vial in your hand that said saline? It did not say COVID-19 on the front of the vial. And you injected people with saline and they think they just got vaccinated.
We're going to have to post these articles so people can see that we're not jiving, because some of these articles, Coco, I have not seen. So I feel like I'm behind the curve today.
Girl, I will post them for you, honey. I promise you I will. Girl, look at my Facebook. Go find me.
All right.
I'm
signing off because I'm going to watch the video later and get all the rest of my information. Wow. I'm like, my mind is blown here.
Oh, man.
Good
when I tell you, it's so much. I make sure that I pay attention to certain stuff in the news. I don't look at everything because it's real depressing sometimes. But certain stuff, I just be like, wow. And the people just are so clueless right now as to what is really going on. You thinking that this
can you call the people clueless? Or, I mean, at a certain point, you've just got to trust. And I'm not talking about the people of the government. I have a household of 10 people. coming and going their jobs. You know, people working in the food industry, people working in all kind of areas, retail. And there's a certain point that I just believe God has watched over, because it doesn't make a difference. I stay in a household, you know, and I'm talking kids included and all that stuff. And I got grandkids and, you know, all that beautiful item happening, but people are leaving the house and going. At what point do you come in contact with someone in the world? I mean, once you go out the front door, it's over, you know? So,
let's
you know,
think about this for a second. Your body is made to fight off any type of bacterial diseases, okay?
Yep.
Yes, it is. And even the doctor said it.
No. I hear what you're saying, and I do not dispute that. But our bodies also weren't made to be overweight. Our bodies also weren't made for us not to be able to run a mile. You know,
you're right.
So go on.
Wait, hold up.
You're right about that.
So T, you're saying that your body wasn't made to run a mile?
No. I'm saying now my body is not made to run a mile. It started out where I did a mile in high school easy, and so I'm saying that we've all been convinced. Tell me who has not been to a fast food location in the last 2 weeks?
I have.
But you have to
not.
But no, I have. I have.
And who knows all the ingredients that were there?
Before the coronavirus, you got the flu, you have pneumonia, you have HIV, you have hepatitis, chicken pox, you have measles, you have mumps, you have so many other diseases. So what's so different about this one? The coronavirus has been around for years. It's on the back of your bleach bottle. It's on the back of your Lysol bottle. Let's just be honest. It's been around. It was a cow disease. So if it was a cow disease, why is it now on humans? Why are the people that's making this vaccine saying every vaccine that they gave to this experimental drug, every animal that they gave it to ended up catching corona? People now, it was an article I posted on my page saying 5,000 people caught the virus after getting the shot. The shot is not a prevention measure.
Yeah. CDC made a video about it stating that the vaccine does not keep you from getting it. So why get it?
They actually said that.
Yeah, they actually said that. In the video
to get a shot. They sent me a letter saying they'll pay me $700 to take this shot. Who gets paid to get a vaccine?
Right.
Wait.
And
$700 to take a shot.
Well, see, they told her $700. They wanted to put me on a study to come in and do a COVID-19 study where I would get paid $4,000.
Okay.
And the reason being,
I'm getting the wrong doggone mail.
And the reason being is because I have chronic illnesses. They wanted to see how the COVID-19 would react to my illnesses. So they wanted to use me as a guinea pig, and they were gonna pay me $3,000 to do it. First of all money ain't good money, and everything that glitter ain't gold. And baby, I can't be bought. So you got the wrong one.
Not to mention 3,000.
Yeah,
you be dead next week, and they talking who's gonna use 3,000 in?
Hold on. I didn't mean 4,000 for one time. They wanted to pay me 4,000 a month for 6 months.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
For 6 months.
If you does your family get the rest if you don't make it to all 6 months?
No. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. You sign a waiver stating that if anything else happens while you're in the thing, you sign the waiver. You agree to it.
I don't know. I need to go back to Quint. Quint, what's that about?
See,
you have to sign the waiver stating you don't know what's in the drug. You don't know what shot you're getting. Right. You're just getting a shot.
You don't know if you're getting the so-called placebo or the actual shot.
Mm-hmm.
See, to me, that reminds me of the Tuskegee experiment all over again.
That's exactly what I thought about. Wow.
This reminds me of the Tuskegee experiment all over again.
Well,
Nah,
Look,
no.
hold on, y'all. I need y'all to pay attention to my page. I be putting stuff up there for y'all to see it, and y'all don't be looking. Look, I promise you, they also just came out with the same little military people that make the little military developments for the military people. They came out with another what they call illness tracker. It is a little vial that they inject into you that has microchips in it. Here we go.
That's
Back to
not
the
ill.
whole,
That's just a tracker.
back to the whole microchip thing, though. Everybody said that this was not going to happen. Those
Oh, I didn't
microchips,
say it.
those microchips will be available for people who would like the tracer to see if you have any symptoms in your body anytime soon, and it will alert someone that you are having symptoms. Okay, first of all, how you going to alert me? Is this tracer going to be attached to my phone? And you going to tell me, oh, you got a headache. No, now you're sneezing. Now you're coughing. Now you have a fever. You should get up and go to the ER.
Well, number one,
No.
they already track us by our phone. Number two, when they talk about the microchips, how do we know it ain't already in our body? What do we have that scans us?
Right.
But they've been using that microchip for years because
Yeah.
my dog has one.
Right. You can put them
And
in, yeah,
Your
because you
what?
can track your dog.
Her
You
dog
can
has
track
one.
your
this
dog.
dog, they'll scan her and it'll come back to me. My address, everything is in that little microchip. They put it under her skin when she was a pup.
Yep.
Little
Been around
RFI chip.
Yep.
Nah, we not doing that. Just like I
So
said, that to me that's the Tuskegee experiment all over again.
this stuff has
Sign
been
this
out
waiver.
for
We
a
gonna
while.
Sign this waiver. We're gonna stick you with something. We ain't gonna tell you what the hell it is, but we want to monitor. But we want to monitor.
I don't know. That sounds like a bad date.
Well, look,
Sh-
this is
That
something
sound more
that you got.
shit. That's
But
more
this
than a
is
bad
something
date.
that you guys got to also put into play. When you go to get this vaccine, you also have to sign a paper that states if you get sick after taking the vaccine, you cannot sue the government. You cannot sue the maker of the vaccine. So what does that tell you? If
Nah,
anything happens to you and you choose to take this, you just signed something stating that okay, it's okay if you kill me today.
shit.
That's pretty much how you did it. I mean, that's what you're saying because you
Yeah.
don't know if this stuff inside this so-called vaccine will mutate anything that you already have going on in your body. Hence the reason why I'm not getting vaccinated at all. I got too much stuff going on. I don't know what it would make worse or if it would just kill me dead on shot. I can't. So that won't be happening for me. I know people around me that have went and got it and have literally gotten sick after getting it. And I just sat back and just looked. Okay, you went and got vaccinated after you said that you wasn't, and now you're sick. Have fun with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a
Because
few
this was
people
your
too.
choice.
Yeah.
Right.
I know a few
This
people
was
too, and they've been sick to the point of vomiting. They're in pain. It's all kinds of stuff that's going on when it comes to that vaccine. But know
Do you know
this,
anybody that gotten the shot and nothing happened?
no.
and I don't know anybody. No,
Everybody you know has all had problems with it.
yeah, everybody that
Yeah.
I know that got it has had problems. But and I'm not saying that to scare
Oh, wow.
anybody, but 9 times out of 10, when they are saying that people are passing from the coronavirus, it's not them passing from the coronavirus. It's them passing from the underlying issues that they already had. They may have had high blood pressure. They may have had diabetes. They may have had POD. But because they were diagnosed with coronavirus, they're going to state it's coronavirus because the more people that get coronavirus, the more money the state gets.
Right.
See it?
Right.
Because
Right.
once you get diagnosed with the coronavirus, your name now goes down to the health department.
Mm-hmm.
Now the health department is calling your phone. How do I know this? Because they told me I had coronavirus. The health department has called me several times. are you experiencing this? Are you experiencing that? And I'm like, no, I don't have coronavirus. Because the next day I went and took the test again, sent it to the lab. So all tests are not accurate too. Another point. Sent it to the lab and it came back negative. Okay?
Wow.
There's no way to test positive and then immediately test negative afterwards.
At the same time, yep.
Not according to their own rules.
Right.
Exactly.
And then she took the same test.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She did not go. She did not go
And
and
that's
take
one
the
invasive
different version.
test too.
Right. She did not go and take the other version. She took the same exact test and it came back negative.
Yeah, I had one of those
within
tests.
3
I was
days.
wondering, were they trying to check my
3
brain?
days from each other?
I'm serious. That was a long Q-tip. I was
Yeah,
like,
they go
when they
all
go
the
get
way.
a baton? I
They
was
go
like,
all the way.
trying to
They
put
go
in my
all the way
nose?
back. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Like, what you trying to do? You ain't finna stick that in me? No.
No.
Well,
But
they did.
It
And
is.
then they complimented, well, you're better than most. I was like, well, I guess I have a smaller brain. There's a lot of extra room up there. It's like,
What you trying to perform?
So much going on that you can sit back and you could cut the atmosphere with a knife.
Yeah.
It is thick. It's
Yeah.
thick, and you have to choose which battles you want to fight.
Right.
And,
Amen.
and it's just like a lot of people don't realize, and me and Q have spoken about this before, and I think that T was on one of the shows when we talked about it, but I didn't go into I didn't go into great detail about it. But I'm gonna just throw it in there, and then we gonna talk about it if y'all want to talk about it, but then we're gonna walk away from it. Everything that's going on right now is not a coincidence.
Indeed.
It is talked about in the book of Revelation.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I was thinking.
It is talked about in the book of
Sounds
Revelation.
like a lot of last days.
And everything that's going on is because these seals have been broken. A lot of people don't understand when you go in there and to read Revelation, go and read the part that it talks about the seals being broken. Every time a seal was broke, certain things was let loose in the land. And everything that we're experiencing right now is a part of that.
Yeah.
People can take it how they want to, and they can say there's no biblical meaning behind whatever. Well, honey, if it ain't no biblical meaning and you feel like all of this stuff is just happen chance, then honey, the world has went to hell in the handbasket. Hell is hot. I don't like heat. I love AC, and I won't be going. You can go by yourself.
I've always wondered, because people say, why believe in Christ? And I always ask, why not? I say, think of your two options. You have the option not to believe. And let's say I'm totally wrong. And, and nothing happens. It sounds like you did pretty good. But let's say I'm right. I lived a good life. God blessed me. That's how I believe. And, I've moved forward and prospered. Now I die and I go to a spot that I believe is going to have me for everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
And now you walk up who didn't believe, and everlasting becomes very short because you realize what it means now. So it's a very interesting item because it still boils down to faith, no matter how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
After everything's said and done, it boils down to faith. And that's even for myself. If I go out there sling a Bible, you need to believe. Well, yeah, it means I haven't read that book that I so finally want to beat somebody else with because it says nothing about that, But it's just a very interesting point. It really is. A lot of this stuff, like Coco said, is just remnant of what that book says.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I was saying that I agree about that. I just had that conversation with someone the other day, and I'm not saying that I am, 100%, like I got everything all figured out. But what I am saying is from the knowledge that I have, I do see how things that are happening right now in present day is a reflection of what was spoken in Revelation. And it does say that prophecy has to be fulfilled in order for him to come back and walk the earth. And it is an inclination that we need to do our part and repent and turn from our evil and wicked ways. But you know what? I can't be the one to look at you and judge you, because if someone were to put my life on the screen, would it be all glamorous? No, there's things that I've done in my past,
Right.
whenever I did not know who God was, or as I tell people, Genesis BC, Genesis before Christ, you know what? But I have to repent, and I have to, go to the cross and, lay prostrate and ask God to help me get right before I try to tell you to get right.
That's right.
And that's just what it is.
That's right.
That's right.
True.
That's that
True.
needle and plank theory.
That's
Needle
it.
and plank.
That's it.
But I also think in addition to that, it also just boils down to just treating people decently and being fair. I mean, come on now. I mean, let's put it like this. In this particular dispensation that we live in right now, that's not necessarily an option at this point because of how people, the dispositions of how people are. I think we all can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have to put forth an effort into being fair and being kind to folks. I mean, again, the way the world's set up right now, it's not set up for people to have that type of disposition towards everybody because everybody has this.
I was so waiting for you to say, you know what, the way my life's set up right now, I can't. Look,
I can say that for me personally, but I can't say that for anybody collectively. The way my life is set up right now. I prefer to be fair. I prefer to be just.
It goes right back
right
to
now you're biblical.
Right. It goes back to the law
Yeah.
of sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow.
That's
So
it.
if you sow kindness, you reap kindness. But let me play devil's advocate for a minute, because we talk about what we see in the news,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't talk about the black on black crime. Let's just
Oh, yeah.
be real.
Oh, yes. Let's take that subject.
Yeah.
Go ahead and address the elephant in the
Come
room.
on.
We don't
Let's
talk
go.
about what's going on a daily basis. We only want to get justice for what we see in the news, or when they ain't our same color or something on that level. Are we trying to seek the same justice when you got two brothers in the kitchen killing each other?
Let's get
Yeah.
real. Come on.
Deshaun and Marquise
Right.
over there arguing over chicken.
Right.
Yep.
Not chicken.
You got mothers that's protecting their sons when you know they doing wrong.
Right.
Yep.
Come on now. Let's just be real about it.
Right.
Let's stop.
Yeah, I've got a pass, and I know I can quote somebody now who they rent was getting paid, and they looked the other way.
Yep.
Right.
Well, hey,
Right.
I know a lady who mourned one son because the older son shot the younger son, and she testified on behalf of the son that shot the other one.
Well, yeah. It's ooh.
That's that.
You're right.
That's that crazy. That's that crazy.
I'm right there with you.
Personally, I'm gonna say this, and I'm just gonna, and I think what I'm gonna say is probably gonna echo what everybody's probably thinking in the room, or probably not. It's first and foremost and I'm speaking about us.
Mhm.
Us people. We are the most jealous, envious, hateful, backstabbing.
Come on with it.
You preaching.
We are the. I'm gonna just say we are the most.
Mm-hmm.
You can put whatever words you want to put behind that.
Come on.
Backstabbing, envious, jealous,
Conniving.
all that. Conniving, trickery, manipulative,
Two-faced.
tricksters, violent, all that stuff on the planet.
You faced it. Mm-hmm.
Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to our own kind, our own people,
Mm-hmm.
we act that way towards.
Right.
We want to compete instead of support.
But when it comes to somebody that's the pale color Or so outside of that, oh yeah, we not in competition with them. We just want to coexist with them. How about
Right.
coexisting with your brothers and your sisters first of all, first and
Exactly.
foremost,
Right.
before you do all that? It's all these envious people around. I mean, I say this thing all the time, and I'm gonna continue to say it until God call me home and say, "Don't say it no more."
Mm-hmm.
It's enough food on the table for everybody to eat.
Oh,
That's right.
Of
Yeah,
course.
come on.
Of course.
Just make sure
I
you don't
mean-
overload your damn plate.
I mean,
Mhm.
this is the point. I mean, to piggyback off what you just said,
Mhm.
yeah, it's enough food on the table for everybody to eat. Hell, your
Mhm.
grandma go in the garden in the backyard, go outside and go get some. I mean,
Exactly.
if we got to go there and be real about it, at the
Mhm.
end of the day, there is no reason why nobody should feel like they got to step on nobody else or pretty much kill anybody else to try to get anywhere, because
That's
it's too
right.
much out here for you to be able to go out and do the same thing. You could be saying, hey, I want to start a real estate business. Okay, great. I want to do the same thing, but I don't want the same real estate you got.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's right.
don't even want to buy the same thing you want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you feel like I want to outdo you when I don't want nothing to do with what you trying to do?
Mhm. Let's be
And-
real. But
And
I
what,
guess
Well,
what we
Go
got to
go on.
realize is that when you are stepping on people to get to where you're going, you're
Right,
not going to stay there.
yeah.
right.
You always have to pull somebody up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on, Quint. But
Let's
then
go.
we also have to get to the root cause. Like, why do we, and I'm saying this from the perspective of me being first generation American, why do we as Blacks or African Americans feel like we can't complement one another, but we have to be in competition with each other? Like, I see this with true Black Americans, and mind you all, I'm saying this statement by me being first generation American, having parents that are foreigners. And I felt like when I spent 15 years in corporate America, but 12 years in the oil and gas industry, whenever I saw somebody else that looked like me in a male dominated field that was ran by Caucasian people, I was like, oh, that's good. Look at him, look at her. Now I have somebody I could look up to that is, climbing the corporate ladder or whatnot. But then when you try to go introduce yourself and try to build a bond with that person to kind of understand how did they get there, like try to network with them, try to let them know, hey, I'm here with you, like I'm aspiring to do this thing, or can you be a mentor, whether formal or informal, they look like
Right.
you got to figure it out on your own,
That's
as
it.
if they did not stand on somebody else's back, as if they did not come up behind someone else who paved the way for them. So they act like their poop doesn't stink or whatnot.
Right.
But then they want to look at the white man or the white girl and kind of praise them. But then the same people that you're praising are the same ones that's behind your back talking about, oh, look at this Black man, look at this Black woman. But these are yet the same people that you're getting praise and clout. But while I'm over here, or your brother and sister, metaphorically speaking, you're over here talking down on me, not realizing that you're going to have children that are coming up behind you, or nieces and nephews that may be aspiring to do what you're doing it, but you're damming the bridge that you cross. So how is that going to make people who are the opposite race look at you as an individual? So if you're doing it to your own race, then you're also co-signing that it's okay for somebody who does not look like you to treat the next Black man or the next Black woman the same way that you're treating them. And quite frankly speaking, that's a damn shame. And me being a millennial, like when I see stuff like that, I just have to call it what it is. I don't care if I'm first generation American or not. At the end of the day, you have the same color like me, and if we get cut, we all bleed red. So baby boy, baby girl, you need to chill and humble yourself, because the same ladder you go up, like Quint says, is the same ladder you could come back down.
Genesis,
Get knocked down.
This is the biggest thing about what you just said. I want you to catch and go and rewind what you just said on your own. The biggest thing about what you just said is that a lot of our own skin tone, when they want to get mad at white people or whatever other color that ain't us, you can't get mad at them, because all you're doing is co-signing the stuff they're already doing. That's all you're doing.
But they
At the end of the day, like I said, you co-sign it.
right.
You co-signing what somebody else is already doing. At the end of the day, you are being called this at your job because they don't feel like you are qualified enough, and because
Yeah.
your skin tone is a different skin tone.
Right.
That's true,
At the
Coco.
at the end of the day, this is what you're being called. Now, this is the now we own the thing, and I'm not gonna say the N word out loud, but this is it. If you
Yeah,
say that, if you say it out loud, if we have to go into encyclopedia terms of what that word means, it
Mhm.
means that you are a ignorant individual.
Ignorant.
It ain't
Mhm.
got nothing to do with skin tone. So if
Mm-mm.
you want to call somebody the N word and everybody want to walk around using it, all of y'all calling each other ignorant as hell, and that's because that's what you are.
That's right.
Okay,
But isn't that the same thing?
that's what it is. You calling each other ignorant. And I trust me, yeah, we all bleed the same color. Hey, I mean, if I bleed today, it ain't gonna be green.
Yeah, and it's funny because how you say the N word, but then people want to say, "Oh, I said NA," but then
No, you
you're
didn't.
like, NA is still the same as you know. So what's the difference between you're saying a different, so you think it's a different connotation, and you're thinking one is acceptable over another? I just never really understood it, and whenever I hear people like young people saying it, it kind of does make me uncomfortable a bit, because I didn't grow up in that, and I don't, and having a multiracial background, I just never really understood it, and I'm not sure if it's because the way that I was raised.
Well, see, this is the thing. When somebody came to me with that NA crap, you know what I told them? I say NA crap. It stands for Narcotics Anonymous. That's what it stands for. It ain't. That's what the term means. Do not come to me talking about you said no NA. do not come to me with certain types of stuff, because I'm gonna just touch you all the way down. I can't. People do too much for me, and they know they do it too much. At the end of the day, look, I'm not going to help you in your idiocy. If you want to be ignorant on your own, by all means, have fun with that. There's a whole open world to you. It is vast and large, and you can spread it as much as you like, but keep it over there.
But let's just take it a little bit deeper now. But it also goes back to this the microwave society that we live in.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Microwave society.
Oh, of course. Don't nobody want to work for nothing. Don't nobody want to go through nothing either. You feel like the world owes you something, and honey, it don't owe you nothing. It might owe your ancestor, but it don't owe you jack.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, your people who you came from, the lineage, went through something in order for you to be here. And I bless the Lord for that. At the end of the day, I bless the Lord that He graced you to be able to go through that. Because, honey, if He would have put me back in them days, I would have been the first one they lynched. I ain't lying.
Oh, you just sparked something, Coco.
I already know. I would have been the first one you lynched, the first one you wanted to burn. You just would have wanted to do everything to me. I can promise you that, because I would have just put. I don't put up with a bunch of BS. If I don't do it now, I know I wouldn't have done it back then. So this I already know. He did not grace me. That's why I was not born back then. Thank God. He knew what he was doing. So
Jesus,
look, I'm telling you now. So look, for my grandparents to sit me down and tell me how they used to pick cotton, how they used to take them in the fields and do stuff to them, how the masters will pull my Indian grandmothers out the field and go do stuff to them. Oh no. Oh no, baby, you talking about touching my body parts? Have you lost your ever loving mind? You gonna go back enough, boo boo. When you go back into the house with your wife, she gonna ask you why you missing your pecker. I can promise you that. Right. Okay, so she's gonna wonder why you can't produce no more babies. No, I can't. But this is where we have to draw the line somewhere, and this is why you see in all of these states coming up with this reparation stuff.
Yes, I'm just gonna say that Chicago,
right, and see Chicago and Detroit just came out with they're using the weed. The legalizing of the weed.
That weed?
They're using the legal.
Well, see it is tomorrow's 420.
Right, but hold on, y'all.
Oh Lord, they gonna write it up.
Yeah, tomorrow is 420.
I forgot.
But listen, they are using the taxes that they are making from the legalization of the weed to pay the reparations back to the slave families. Do you understand?
They can keep that.
So at the end of the day, this is what you're doing, though.
They can keep that.
Do you understand how this is working?
But see, I'm gonna say it again. They can keep that for real.
You can say they can keep it, but you tell me what family that you know ain't gonna take it.
That's right.
That's not old to me.
It's not old to you.
Oh wait,
but if
I don't know about that.
It makes
Too many
you
white
feel
people
like
living
it's not
off
old to
money
you.
that they never came from them.
But honestly speaking, they can literally keep that. That's just my honest opinion. Because first and foremost,
mindset is not going to give that back.
That's what I'm saying.
What their families has gone through, they're not going to give that back. There's families that paid their life,
and they're going to take
it. They're going to look at it like, okay, this money is owed to me. No, you didn't do nothing. It's not owed to you.
There's a kid, but
I think it's a mindset thing too, like Quint was saying. But go ahead.
Exactly. But I'm gonna put it like this: with any government handout, there's always a catch to it.
Right.
That's what I was looking at.
Of course.
There's always
right there.
Of course.
How do we get this legal so we can get more taxes?
Hey, I just posted a video in the group, y'all. Did I just post a video?
Right. Okay, what group are we posting these things in? Because I haven't seen none of this stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, we have a group where it's us in the group. The host, all of us are in a group. And I posted a video on yesterday, I believe it was, where one of my friends, who's also a CPA in another state, got on video and told people about all of these people who got this COVID-19 bailout loan. So she told everybody that if you got the loan and you lied to get it, this is now what's going to happen to you. I've been saying this for the longest. I do taxes too. I also help people with their financial situations. I'm not going to sit here and tell people, look, I can do this for you, because I don't like to put people in debt. I like to help people get out of debt. That's what I do. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to help you get in it.
Exactly.
I'm going to get you out of it. And I know so many people that lied, allowed people to get the loans put in their name, and now you're dealing with the situation.
It's crazy.
And I posted a video of her stating the same thing that I've been saying to everybody. So now the people are cracking down because, like she said, all the government agencies are now talking to each other. You got people who are on disability, and you apply for a PPE loan. That means you have now told somebody that you have a business. That means to the government, to disability, you are no longer disabled.
Yeah, because you got a business.
Right. So now you qualify for this PPE loan, and now once they get you, your disability is gone.
It's gonna stop.
So I hope that whatever monies you got is gonna tide you over now.
Sustain you for a while.
Because you're shot. You're not gonna be able. You will never requalify for disability.
Exactly.
But Coco, let's be real. You know that money that they got, that money is probably all gone on clothes, vacationing, whatever they've been doing out there, because I got this money. I'm gonna come up. Let me try to travel.
Let me give you perfect example. One lady, she got $275,000 in a PPE loan. Do you know what she did?
What she do?
She went on social media posting herself in the Louis Vuitton stores.
And all of this
other stuff. Yes. And when somebody saw it and got it back to a government official, now they are looking at her and she has to pay it all back. Now. Instead of waiting until later. Not only that, to qualify for that much money, you have to say that your business made over $2 million. First of all, how are you going to tell somebody that your business made over $2 million when you just started the business? You just started it. And you apply for a PPE loan. Stop doing this to yourself, and don't apply for a PPE loan if you ain't never ran no taxes on the business, because they're going to ask you for tax paperwork. Look, they're gonna ask you for tax paperwork, and I promise you, when they go to talking to each other and they go to doing the math, oh, this don't add up.
Nope.
And we done already put this in your account. I'm sorry. Instead of waiting until a year from now, which is what you were supposed to do, we need you to pay that back today.
Coco,
Exactly.
the thing I loved about that video was the fact that said, "Stop acting all." Well, how did she say? Stop acting all victimized.
Right.
What happened to the $250,000
that you got? Yes.
So
How you
stop acting all victimized. If you ain't know what was going on, you could have gave that money back.
That's it.
But no, you knew the money was there.
Right.
Stop going, oh, I don't know how I got it.
But look,
I don't know why I'm on food stamps. I don't know why I can't get the government to pay for my apartment.
Own heart, though, T. She gave it to him like I would give it to him. First of all, if you get that kind of money, baby, do something with it.
Invest in
something. Be a real business. You could have took care of yourself.
You got these people that got this type of money and just blew it all. You didn't start the actual business that you lied and said you had.
Right.
You didn't go and pay your car off. No, nothing. So you could be debt free at least. You know,
being invested in nothing.
Right. Yeah. Be smart. You didn't invest in nothing. You didn't put no money elsewhere, somewhere else. So that if something happened to you, you could get to it later. You ain't do none of this stuff. And now you pissed off because the government looking at you. Man, please miss me with all that.
See,
and you know what they say? Oh, go ahead, Frederick, because I was about to
see, and that's the type of thing that irritates my soul, man, because it's. And I'm gonna say this, and it may draw some ire from everybody here, but probably not. But at the same time, I just gotta say this. It still goes back to the microwave society that we live in, but it also goes back to how we, number one, are conducting ourselves as adults and individuals, but also what examples are we showing to our children and our grandchildren?
None.
You show them how to be liars. That's what you
exactly. Do. You show them how to get money, but you also show them how to blow money unnecessarily.
Right. You show them how to be liars and thieves. Like I tell people all the time, I did not learn about money until I was grown.
Exactly.
And it's sad because we need to teach the younger generation how to really manage money, how to invest in the right things, how to get money and save money, and also how to multiply the money that they get. But then it also, like, one thing I don't understand is whenever I see some of the millennials my age, or let alone not just millennials, let's just say us in general. You rocking these red bottoms. You got this Louis bag on. You got all these designer things on, but you ain't got no pot to piss in. Or you're driving the nicest car, but you're living in an apartment. Not if you want to live in an apartment by choice, but if you have all this money, why don't you change some of the money that you have and put it in a different vehicle where that vehicle can make you some money?
Priorities are wrong.
Or what if you're paying $250 to $500 for a pair of gym shoes, but you got to take the bus?
Look, T,
what that look like?
Hold on, wait.
That don't look right.
Hold on, wait. First of all, let's go ahead and address this elephant too. She brought it out, and we gonna talk about it.
I ain't gonna buy no car before I buy a house.
Listen now. First of all, where I am, I got people around me that are in Infinities, Maseratis, and all of this other stuff. But yeah, you in an apartment and you in a place that nobody likes to come in.
How dead are they?
Okay, so that's the thing for me. First of all, if you gonna upgrade something, upgrade your place of living. That way, when you put that Maserati and that Infinity in the driveway, they add up.
Okay? And it can be secure.
They add up. They add up to each other because that type of stuff.
No, they don't. The Maserati and the Infinity lost half its value when it pulled off the lot.
Well, that
you
too.
That's the moment you pulled off.
I mean, the house too when you turn the key to go in it. But this is my whole point about it is your priorities are damaged.
Exactly.
How are most of these people getting these Maseratis and Infinities and stuff and they ain't even got no job?
That's true. And you know what?
All
Here
right,
in Texas, I saw in the
Not-
news here in
not
Texas, some of
sorry.
these people, they were buying these cars with these PPP loans.
Right.
And then this lady, they went to go repo her car or whatnot, and then they found out that she was doing all type of laundering. And then so they want to, and she was a black lady at that too. They had her on camera where she bought this house over, and then she's running from the laws and stuff. That ain't no way to live your life, running,
No.
hiding, ducking because you
No.
doing something wrong. I
No,
want to live
not,
like that.
not at all. This is
I
my
mean, but it goes back to mindset because a lot of these young, I ain't even gonna say young people, a lot of our color now are like, oh, I can't get a job because the white man, I can't, come on now. Let's get past that.
First of all, you
don't worry about when you about to start your business.
right.
You got some brains, and if you can go out there and you can make money, that's a business right there. Okay.
Right.
If you can go out there and sell drugs, you could go out there and probably start your own business, do some landscaping, do some CBD, do whatever.
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I have helped some of my homeboys that do what they do. Look, I'm gonna tell you where to put your money. If this is what you gonna do, let me tell you where to put your money.
Exactly.
They did exactly what I said. So I don't care what you got going on over here, but this half of you is legit. So they, whatever happening over here gonna be over here. But this part of you is legit.
Exactly.
Okay. So at the end of the day, what you do is, like I said, when you take your money, you do something with it.
Exactly.
I don't care what you doing. I don't care how you getting it, because how you getting it ain't my problem. That ain't even my business. At the end of the day, is what you do with it. If you trying to have something to where you say you gonna retire, even though if you want to retire for the trap life, I help you. But if that's what you want to do,
right,
we gonna do this. We gonna get this thing right. I'm just gonna help you. I'm like, for real.
So Coco, they come to you. They say, "Hey, Coco, I got this money over here, but I ain't getting legitly. Help me flip it and help me get it legit." So you gonna give him the vehicle to get it legit, and he's like, "Okay, what you do? That's what you do, because that's your business, and I'm about my business."
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. That's just like for real. That's just like when I know people who do what they do. Hell, they pay their tithes more than people I know who got legit jobs. Exactly. They don't pay their tithes at all.
Right.
They the first one in the church to go pay their tithes.
Hey, Coco. Right. So you're saying you fix the breakfast. You can't tell nobody how fast to eat, right? I fix your breakfast. Now, if you listen to me and eat it right, you'll be okay. Go wolfing that down, you might have a little indigestion tomorrow.
Not right. Not, I'm gonna just veer you over here. Now if you decide to go off the track and you see the train coming in, it's flashing, ding, ding, ding. That is on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Right. Okay? But there's so many things that you can do. And my mindset, like I said, I became a bail bondsman because I knew people that was doing what they're doing. So you only got two things that's going to happen. You either going to go to jail or
somebody's going to take over your business.
Right. So I'm going to make the
corporate
money.
takeover. That's what they call it. Corporate takeover.
I tell a person real quick, like, look, I don't care what you're doing and how you doing it, but look, this is the only time, because you doing what you do, that I tell you not to put Jack in your name. This is the only time I'm gonna tell you not to do that, because if the government come and get you when you get out, you got something to come back to. That's it. That's the only time I'm gonna tell you not to do that. That's it. But any other time, no, don't you put nothing in nobody else's name, baby. We not gonna do that. But that's the only time I'm gonna tell you to do that.
And that's common sense.
Get out, right? Yeah, when you go and pull your 25 to 30, when you get out, it's gonna be right there waiting on.
And prepay your bail bondsman.
She put her plug in. Please pay your bills.
Right, I'm just saying.
I don't do it anymore, but my clients knew. Prepay your bail bondsman. I don't care.
But I'm just saying that you do stuff to set yourself up right. Just like at the end of the day, let me ask y'all. We up here, we doing the show. We gonna be honest. At the end of the day, How many of us sitting right here in this little circle that we got going on got an emergency fund?
I do.
I'm working on it. My husband is our finance person. He keeps me
All
on
right.
track.
All right. So I know I have one. So at the end of the day, if you have an right, okay. So if you have an emergency fund,
Finally
right?
got that 650 credit score and moving up.
All right. So keep
I
it
got
that
wiggle
way.
room.
So wait,
Keep it that way.
question. So the emergency fund, is it 3 months emergency, 3 months worth, or is it 6 months? Because three. Okay.
Well, 3 is bare minimum. They're asking for bare minimum. But most people will tell you have a year or something like that that you can live off on, because we just don't know where the economy's going.
Right.
It changes so quick. But you want bare minimum is 3.
Yeah.
And don't live above your means too is another thing that because
say that again.
Don't live above your means. That's one thing. So sometimes, we want to keep up with the Joneses, but you need to know you don't know what the Joneses doing to get what they getting. So today I was rolling down the street. I said, "Oh man, I want me a Chick-fil-A biscuit." But you know what I said? I said, "Pump your brake, homie." I said, "I'm gonna go home and make me some breakfast. I'm gonna save that money that I would have spent at Chick-fil-A." So you know what? I came home, brought my chocolate drop self home, and I made me some breakfast.
There you go.
I was saving some money, or just
girl,
little things.
That $7.59 you would have spent on that sandwich. If you could have went to the grocery store, bought a whole bag of chicken breast and cooked the whole pan. For $7.59. That's why I tell people all the time, look, y'all got to get it together. I know people who eat out almost every day.
Your wants and needs. What are your wants? Right. What are your needs?
Right.
And
if you like it, I love it.
If you are a tither, and even if you're not, tithe to yourself too.
Right.
That's good.
And make sure it's going direct deposit so you don't see it, so you won't be tempted to touch it.
Right. But see,
a different account.
Well, see, I have accounts that you can't touch. And see, that's the thing.
Go on, Hammer.
With my bank, I have accounts set up that you cannot touch. And when the money goes in it, they match it. And then once so many years go by, you say, okay, well, I done hit my year mark. You can take it out, withdraw it, or you can let it go back in there for another X amount of years, whatever. So I like that.
Okay, wait. Hold on, pause for the cause. We need to rewind this back because this is some knowledge and wisdom. So what type of account is that? Because that kind of sounds like a 401k account, but it's your bank account.
Yes, those are called money. Those are called money market accounts.
Money market
accounts. Okay.
All right.
Money market
You
accounts.
guys are full of educational tidbits.
Yes.
You guys are being inspirational, and hopefully you're causing some people to make some changes.
Yes.
We're about
but
Genesis.
I have a few of life items that need to happen. So I'm going to have to bid you all a Mountain Dew, and you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for even allowing me to be among you. You all have a great day.
You do.
Bye, Terrence.
Bye. So good to meet you, Genesis.
Nice to meet you.
These accounts are called money market accounts.
Money market account. Okay. Hold on, because someone may need this education, and when I say someone, that's me and plus somebody else watching. So these money market accounts. Come on, let's speak to the people.
So how money market accounts work are you can set them up for any amount. Okay. Right. The bank that you are with, if they have money market accounts, they will match it. And your banks, you know how you get your percentage every month, and it also goes into that account. Now, with the money market accounts, you set them up for however long you are trying to save, but you can't not touch it. If you go into withdrawal, you do get a penalty. So it penalizes you for taking out your money early, which is a good thing for people who don't know how to save.
Right.
Because if you go in to touch it, it's going to say, if you draw this out right now, you're going to have to pay a penalty on me, and it'll make you not touch it.
Okay.
So my money market account, I have one that is for 2 years, one that is for 5.
Okay. Question. So you have one that is for 2 years, one that is for 5 years, and you say you could start with any amount and they'll match it. But what's your ROI? What percentage are you yielding on that money market account?
319.
Okay, 3.19 or what?
Yes.
3.19%.
Yes.
Is your ROI?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have to put in a minimum in order for them to give you that 3.19, or it's just automatic as long as you have
that's automatic. That's the automatic on the money market account.
Ooh, okay, Jesus.
So, but every bank's ROI is different. So you have to look at the bank that has the highest yield. That's what I go with.
Okay.
I go with the banks that have the highest yield as far as the money market accounts are, because you got some that only give you like 0.5, and that's pretty much nothing. So you don't want that. So I go with the ones that give you a high yield. So my one that's 5 years, I actually started that one out with $500, and then they matched it my first year, and then every year since I have kept putting money into it. So what I said was, in that 5-year time, I wanted to be able to take the money out of that particular account and use it to buy my house.
Okay, I see how you want to do that. Okay,
right.
Question.
And then the one for 2 years, I wanted to be able to use that one and to do something totally different with. So I was just saving that money just to save it. But the one that's 5 years is for me to buy my house with.
So question, you got your 5-year plan where you're taking the money, you're allowing your money to multiply, and then your plan is to buy your house in 5 years debt free, where you're not going to have to pay the bank's interest rate. So you're going to own it free and clear. So that is a smart way to go out and mitigate that debt and cancel out, the mortgage company, all of that. And then I also think with you, by owning your house free and clear, you're not going to have to pay that nasty PMI, that principal interest. So, child, I wish I would have had this information in 2013, Lord Jesus. Now that I'm getting it now, shoot.
Right. And then this is too, if you're not able to buy your house straight out, pay as much as you can, because you don't want to be stuck in a 30-year mortgage. I mean, because some people don't realize that mortgages are 15 and 30 years. That's what you got, 15 and 30.
And there's different loan types too, the FHA or the conventional. The FHA, did you know that you can never take off the PMI insurance on it? And I said, damn, you just don't know this information until you get down the road. And I said, wait, hold up, school. When I get this knowledge, I got to pass it on to somebody else.
Right.
Genesis, do you know there's also other ways of purchasing homes by paying the taxes off of certain homes that went into foreclosure, and you just go and they auction them off, and a lot of times there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk about this offline, because I need some other vehicles to make some money.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand.
I'm over here eating my dinner talking to y'all.
Like when people pass away, a lot of times people don't understand it. When people pass away, sometimes the children do not want the estate, and the children will just let it go. When the children just let it go, now the taxes have been laxed. If the taxes have not been paid, all they want you to do is pay the tax note. If you pay the tax note, they hand you the deed.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
Or you go get you a foreclosed property.
Right.
And a lot of those are not messed up. Or if you get one for $10,000, $15,000 that you got to fix up, you may want to flip it. Go sell it for $150,000. And guess what? Now you
just got you some money.
You got some money, exactly. Or use it as an investment property,
right?
And get that residual coming in, rent it out.
And what you want to do is you can go to a realtor and ask them for just a foreclosure list, and they will give it to you. A lot of realtors don't like to, because they want you to get the higher, the higher amount houses, of course, because they get the higher commissions.
Yeah.
But you can specifically say, I want foreclosures only. Right now, look, I'm gonna tell you how smart you can be.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Ooh, I may have to get some sticky notes, y'all.
I'm gonna tell you how smart you can be on a foreclosure. So say if the bank told you they would give you $300,000 to get a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if you went and got a foreclosure list and were able to find a house that used to be $300,000, but on a foreclosure list for $49,000. Nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me which house you would buy. The $49,000 house. Am I right?
Mhm.
Okay. Now catch me now. I need you to follow me. So
Mhm.
the bank
I'm
just
following.
gave you $300,000. Go buy the $49,000 house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me how much you got left to pocket.
You got enough left to pocket, but then the question is on that when you buy the house for $49,000, if there's some upgrades you want to do, you could take some of that money and put it for renovations.
Right, but hold before you start upgrading. Look at that foreclosure list and buy you 2 more foreclosures that are almost $20,000.
Mhm.
Okay, now you got 2 properties.
Right. Now you got 3 properties. Take the 2 that you bought that were almost 20,000, fix them up and resell them for 149,000 a piece.
Mhm.
You just got the money to pay back the loan that the bank just gave you.
Mhm.
Oh, come on, Coco. Now you gotta have a thing because
So right. So I'm telling you that's how you can start doing fixer uppers. A lot of people don't understand that when they go to the bank, they just want to go and get the first thing they see. You can go to the bank, get qualified, and go and buy a foreclosed home instead.
Okay, come on, Coco.
So you still have this money to pocket, and then you can use that to go buy another property, fix it up, and resell it.
Yeah.
You have now just got the money to pay off the loan that you got from the bank, and you still got all that money in your account because you have technically paid the loan back.
Yep.
So a lot of people don't understand how to set themselves up financially because they wasn't taught this type of stuff. Like I said, I didn't learn this stuff until actually I went to business school. When I went to business school, that's how I learned all this stuff.
So Coco, when you say you went to business school, did you do business school on its own, or did you go get did you go to the traditional business school?
No, I did business administration,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did business accounting. So I did both because I wanted to come out and pretty much be able to do my own financials. I didn't want to have to pay nobody to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what I learned. So I mean, when you go and you learn about finances, that's what you do. You don't sit here once you get the knowledge. I mean, it ain't nothing but knowledge. You give it to somebody else, you can give it away.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got my thing is, and me and Q talk about this all the time. You got people such as ourselves that have a lot of knowledge about stuff, but you got other people who got knowledge and they're making courses and selling it.
That is,
and people are paying a buku loads of money for it and still ain't getting nothing.
Right.
Master classes and stuff.
Right. And you still ain't getting nothing. These people are leaving feeling like they have now became part of a Ponzi scheme.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you want to get real raw knowledge from people. And you only get it from people who are willing to give it to you. Now, am I saying that I'm gonna give somebody everything I know for free? No. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you enough to get you started so that you're not dumb to the finances to where you got these people telling you, oh, you can do this, do this. Oh, I'm going to qualify you for this, and this. Just because they want to give you the money don't mean you should always take it.
Not all money is good money, like you said.
Right. Exactly. It don't mean that you should always take it because they're going to give you the money and hope that you walk on it.
Yeah. Indeed.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That if they're willing to give you money like that all the time, they're gonna hope that you default on it.
Yeah.
So that when you can't pay it back, they can take you to court and get 3 times the amount of what you originally owed.
Right. It was just like when they did them houses, a lot of people were getting houses for like $1 and they had all these high interests on it. And guess what happened?
Right. Couldn't pay the mortgage notes on them. and nobody has a house no more.
Exactly.
And that's sad that you do somebody dirty like that. But people just don't care. People are all in what's in it for me.
Nah,
And
exactly.
if they screw you over, they screw you over, and they're sleeping good at night, not even knowing that you're suffering. They know what they did was wrong, but some people are just they're like, oh, I need to get this house. This is a good deal or whatnot, but not even doing their whole due diligence to really understand.
Right.
Yeah, indeed. Now, I think the one thing that I think that could a lot of young people could really value from is just researching and investing in some stuff in the stock market. Or investing, period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, stock is good. I have stocks too. So yeah, stocks is wonderful.
So then question here, since I'm the youngest from one probably. So I don't know if a lot of people have been approaching y'all about this Bitcoin, this cryptocurrency, and a lot of the people that have approached me are very pushy. But if you're going to be very pushy with me, I'm not going to do business with you because one, I don't know you. So I don't really know about your background. I don't know if you're credit worthy. I don't know if you're a liar or anything like that. And then if you're going to be that pushy to tell me about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and stuff like that, there has to be a reason why you're pushing me as hard as you're pushing me. So what is it? Because, I'm going to be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. And just because you're telling me it's good does not mean I'm going to just take my money over here and give it to you so you can lose my money. Because if you lose my money, ooh, baby, Genesis BC, before Christ is going to come out,
This is the thing. When it comes down to stocks and Bitcoin also, you have to realize, one, you need to research it.
Always.
And two, you need to realize that it's called investing for a reason. Exactly. That means when you go to invest that you are taking a risk. Yep. That you could take a loss.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, am I saying that you will lose it all? No. Nah. But you can lose a nice chunk of whatever you have invested if you invest in the wrong thing.
Exactly.
So you have to know what you are investing in.
Exactly.
Now the reason why people are trying to press this whole thing with Digicoin and Bitcoin is because if the world keeps going the way it's going, your money, paper money, ain't gonna be no good no more.
Nope.
And that's all that there will be is digital currency. So if you don't have any digital currency, you're gonna be fresh out of luck.
So have y'all three, Quint, Coco, and Frederick, have any one of y'all invested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, or the Forex?
Oh, baby, I got Forex. I got a Forex account and it's rolling. And I have Bitcoin.
So then, where did you go to?
The jury's still out for me. The jury's still out on me for that. I'm still doing my own personal research.
There's still so much information out there that you just really don't know what information to truly believe when it comes to that, in my opinion. So how did you decipher, Coco? Okay, I see this Forex. I think I have enough knowledge and I'm going to invest in it and I'm going to get my bankroll. How did you decipher that?
That's not how I did it. I actually had a friend of mine who invited me to an actual Forex class.
Okay.
I went to the Forex class, and after listening and watching them actually in front of me with multiple screens, watching them invest right in front of my face, doing daytime trades right in front of my face, and watching the money come right back into the account. Like it was no lie. I could see it. I could watch them open a trade, do a day trade, like a couple hours later in the class, because the class was like 8 hours that day. They did day trade all day. So I just sat there and watched it. Literally, by the time he started the class by trading $5,000, that's what he started it with.
Oh, wow.
And by the time the end of the class was over, that $5,000 had multiplied to $105,000.
Yep.
Wow.
In front of my face in 8 hours.
In 8 hours.
In 8 hours. So I sat there and said, I just need to know what I need to know how to learn how to do this right. And he told me, he said, I'm going to give you the software and all you got to do is sit down and go through all of the training. So when you log on to Forex to actually start and create an account, Forex actually has in the little back office, they have training modules. You have to pay for them. But if you choose to pay for them, I promise you won't. I mean, you're not losing anything. You actually learn a lot.
Okay.
So it teaches you how to trade, and it teaches you different types of trade. It teaches you options. It teaches you all of that. So for a person who doesn't know any of that type of stuff, and a person tells you, "Oh, I'm a trader," and you be like, "Okay, well, what is the option?" and they can't answer it, they're not a trader.
Nope.
Okay.
So there are different options. You got straddle options, you got full gate, you got open, you got ones that tell you that if you do this, I like straddle options because you make money whether you where they make money if you go up or go down in the market. You don't lose your money.
Exactly.
So straddle options are really good for people who are just starting out and you don't really know nothing about trading like that. If you get into the options, that's the one I would tell you to use. So you won't lose your money like that. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't understand how that stuff works. Like my husband has been sitting down and doing it, and he's been watching the videos and actually teaching himself how to do it.
Yep.
I mean, if you watch the graphs on the screen, you know when to sell it and you know when to open it. So
Exactly.
that's the type of stuff you have to do. Now, me personally, I can't be a day trader because I'm not going to sit in front of the computer screen all day
Mhm.
and watch the graphs like that. I know I have friends of mine that's all they do. They're in front of their computers or they got tablets, phones, and iPads everywhere. And on each
I can't do that.
tablet and iPad, there's a different graph screen showing you when to trade, when to close. This line is red, this line green, and it tells you when to shut it all down and when to go for it.
Yep.
Wow.
So, all of that type of stuff, I can't sit there and do because I'm not
Nah.
gonna watch all that all day. I know how to read it though, but I can tell another person when to buy and when to close. But I
Yep.
know me, I'm not finna sit there and literally watch that all day. So what I do is I choose certain stuff that I like to invest in, and I let my money sit. As it sits, when it goes up and goes down, it grows. And I look and I see what I have at the end of the year. If I want to keep it in there, I'll leave it. If I don't, I pull it out and I sell it.
Yep.
So that's how you do it. So that's how you make your money when it comes down to the stock market. You
Yep.
have people that want to do day trade where you do make a lot of money and you make it quickly. But if you do it like I do it, you don't make it as quick as they do. So
Right.
And thank you for just sharing that insight and that wisdom and helping me correct some of my ignorance, because I just been telling the people, nope, no ham, no cheese, no turkey, no, I ain't got no money to play with right now, and I don't know you know that.
Right.
You have, but you have to. I mean, for me, if I would have known all the things, if I would know some of the stuff I know about how to invest now at 30 years old, as compared to learning it at 40,
right.
I would have been at least 10 years ahead of the game.
Like, yeah, like for
I would've
me, if I would have known I could have invested in Nintendo when I was a kid and my mother would have started and invested before me, do you know how much money I would have right now?
Mhm.
I mean, it's just, you got to think about that. The more, if you started at a younger age, and that's the thing that I love. If when I do teach about finances to parents now, is teach your children about credit. And teach your children about investing. If you want to do something in your child's name, invest for them.
Exactly.
But don't go get stuff on credit in their name. Invest for them.
In their name. Invest in their name.
Invest in their name so that when they get 25 and 30, they got some money to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I tell people now. You know what I mean? But like I said, I just wish that when I was younger, I had the knowledge that I got now.
Exactly. Because I would have been, because I know for me, I would have been a whole lot more, not so much as aggressive now with investing as I would have been maybe 10, 30, maybe 10, maybe 15 years ago. Because now at 48 years old, I'm literally what, damn near 15 years removed from 65. So I mean, I have to be much more aggressive in my investing than I would have been if I would have started this at 30 or maybe 20 or maybe 25. You know, I tell younger folks, look, if you're going to invest, man, you know, it's good to have a good mix of what you do. You can have, you know, low risk, low reward, medium risk, medium reward, high risk, high reward. You're gonna get something back in each one of those investments. For me, everything's either medium risk or high risk. I can't afford to go low risk because I'm not gonna get that much of a return on it.
Right.
At my age, at my age right now, if I would have known all that stuff like at 29 and 30, Man,
Right. And the biggest thing that people that runs people of our color away is when they hear the word risk.
Right.
I
You know
feel
what I
like,
mean?
yeah,
And
that's
and
true.
you have to be able to risk something, because first of all, even when you're starting a business, you're risking the fact that that business may not make what you think it's going to make the first year. So
Yeah,
you're putting yourself at risk of you may not see what you thought you were going to see. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying? So anything that you do has a risk behind it.
yeah,
But it's up to you as to what you're willing to risk and invest in yourself.
yeah,
So with me, what I did was, a lot of people don't understand that I literally prayed for financial wisdom.
Mm,
I would go into prayer. I would say, okay, God, give me wisdom over my finances,
yeah,
because I did not have that.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? I have not always had that.
yeah.
But I tell people now that I have it, okay, I'm willing to share it, because I don't want people to be ignorant
Mhm.
towards the fact that you think that your money gonna always be like it is, and it's not.
yeah.
And that's a good question to ask yourself. What is your relationship with money? Because if you don't have a good relationship with money, you're going to lose that money.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Like
that's so true, Quint and Coco and Frederick, because I'm in that 29-30 range right now, and I'm married now, so me and my husband, we do things differently. And I said, well, before we put ourselves in debt, I want to get out of debt. I want to be debt free. That's one of the goals that I have for myself. I don't want to be slave driving and stuff like that, and I want to, get rid of some of the debt that we have, then look for ways where we can multiply it. So I do, respect all the knowledge and wisdom that y'all are bringing to this table, because I have to be smart whenever I'm thinking about where I'm investing. Yes, I'm young and I'm gonna take some risk, but I also have to be mindful too. And like y'all were saying, mitigate the risk that you're taking. Have low, moderate, and high. Not just put all your eggs, metaphorically speaking, in one basket. And sometimes I feel like when I look at some of the people in my age group, they want to get this money quick or whatnot. And I'm like, and they're telling me, oh, do this, do that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get my money that quick, because if I get it that quick, then I may lose it quickly. Like I need to be wise and whatnot. And I
But you
just
have,
go ahead.
but you have to understand that when the higher the risk is, the higher the possibility, the higher the propensity for you to fail. So you can take the highest risk at 100%. There's also 100% chance you're gonna fail. It's not 50-50. It's always 100-100. So if you're taking 100% risk, there's 100% failure.
Right. Well,
So,
I mean, I don't say, well, I'm not going to say that I disagree with that. I'm just going to say that there's going to be failure as a part of anything you do.
right.
Am I going to say that it's going to be 100%? No, because there's going to be something in what you do that you're going to pass it, and then one part may not work. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So you got to take the parts that work and work that.
Right.
You work that as good as you can work it. If you know that it's working, honey, you working until the wheels fall off. But if you got this one part that you know didn't work and it's not doing anything, that's where you say, okay, I got to take this part. I got to take this part out of my equation. This is not working for me.
Right.
And if you got to chuck it up as a loss, you chuck it up as a loss.
But don't repeat.
You don't repeat. That's the thing. A lot of people don't learn from prior mistakes. They'll go into something new with the same mindset they had before, and it's still going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't pour new wine from old wineskins.
Right. And it's gonna be the same thing. Like me and my husband, as far as finances are concerned, when it comes down to taking cash out the bank, I take the cash out the bank and I do not hold it. I give it to him.
Yeah.
Because I know if I go in the store, I see something I want, I'm gonna pick it up. Right?
Yeah.
So that's me. And then I know if he has it and I'm not, and we're not together, I don't have it, so I can't spend it.
Right.
That's
right.
good for me, but because that's wise for me. That don't work for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That works for our collective. So everybody has to figure out what you do. Then on top of that, I tell everybody to get a budget. Budgets are smart.
So important.
They keep
Oh my
you
gosh.
from being in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Get a budget and really budget out everything that you are spending. Look
Yep.
at what you bring in and look at what you spend. I can guarantee you when you sit down and look at it, if you have never budgeted before, you will sit back and shake your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
And
look
then
for
it-
ways to mitigate spending certain things. Like if you could cut back on cable, cut back on cable. If you
Right.
could cut back on eating out, cut back on eating out.
Exactly.
Right. And you can.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, those are two things that you can really cut off. I mean, that we call them fire sticks and Roku these days.
Oh,
Okay,
all the time.
You don't have to have cable anymore.
Nope.
Then on top of that, when it comes down to eating out, you don't have to. It's something that you choose to do. I literally know someone. I literally know a person who literally eats out every single day, multiple times a day.
I was one of them.
Yes.
Hey,
multiple times a day. Not just, oh, I'm gonna go eat dinner tonight. No, you literally eat your breakfast out, your lunch out, your
Dinner
snacks
out.
is out, and dinner.
Dinner.
Do you realize how much money you spending?
Mm-hmm.
And
When
then
I
on top
had-
of that,
Look,
Then
when
on
I
top of
had this individual sit down and do her budget, when she put up what she was making against what she was spending, and you put the eating out portion, her eating out was twice what she made.
oof.
I know somebody that
Damn.
spends at least $700 a month on just eating out.
Man, no. I can't
Yeah.
do that. I
Yeah,
can't
I
do
mean,
that.
like I said, when you're doing somebody's finances and you have to go through their financials, when you see where their money goes, you just be like,
Man, I mean, I can't eat out like that, especially if
You know,
I know how to cook. No.
you just be like,
Jesus,
really? I mean, I know people who do what they call extracurriculars, as you call them for some people,
Mhm.
but honey, your extracurriculars are making you broke.
Right.
Man.
You know,
Man,
and this
Man,
is
look.
something that you be trying to tell people. I mean, if it's not in the budget, baby, don't do it. I mean, I
Exactly.
understand that you feel like you got this status quo to keep up, but honey, your status quo gonna drive you in a hole, and you already halfway there.
Man,
So you
it-
know, you trying to get people out of a hole, and they putting themselves in a bigger one. It ain't helping. The thought.
see, and then I learned to mitigate a lot of the subscriptions that I had. I
Yeah.
mean, Netflix. I mean, I got rid of Netflix. Now I still have Prime Video because I have watched shows on Prime Video. But it's others, but it's other subscriptions that I got rid of. And now I'm gonna say this out loud. Y'all can laugh, but I'm a gamer, so I have a PS4 in the house. So
Mhm.
my vice is video games. However, I don't buy video games like that all the time.
Right, I'm a gamer too.
Simple
I
fact
got
of the matter.
Xbox, so I understand.
Simple fact of the matter is, I got PlayStation and I got a subscription to PlayStation Plus, so I get a free game every month. So
Right.
that pays for itself.
Right, Xbox Pass is the bomb. I
Exactly.
tell you, like
I'm
I
telling you.
understand. I get you.
So
So
certain stuff pays for itself over time because you get immediate returns off of that.
Right.
But I don't watch that. I don't watch TV like that all the time. And usually when I do watch TV, I usually fall asleep. The TV usually watching me, so I don't do that all the time.
Right. But
So-
I tell people, if you weigh the option of what you watch through your Fire Stick versus what you watch on cable, your cable is reruns.
Mhm.
Basically,
Okay.
So the question for y'all gamers though, Coco
Mhm.
and Frederick,
Yeah.
because there's like esports. I didn't know esports was as big as it is. On the games that you all play, do y'all make money off any of the games y'all play, like by competitions or anything like that?
Yeah, because I actually play in tournaments.
Oh, what? What type of tournaments you playing, Coco?
Yeah, I play in tournaments. So like the last tournament I played in, I have this game that's called Tropico.
Tropical.
Where you're
oh hell,
It's called
hell.
Tropico, where you pretty much are building your own like little country, and you're the president or the head government person of the country. So on the last tournament that we was on, you had to not go broke. Your country could not collapse, and I was the only one who didn't collapse. So it's just like, certain things, certain little games that I do, and then like with Tetris, oh, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Tetris, I can sit down and I ain't even got to be looking at the screen and fingers just moving. It's something that I'm into. That's just what I do. Little stuff like that, it gets me in Pac-Man. I will kill people in Pac-Man. So
Now,
yeah,
see,
that type of stuff. And then I actually used to play Madden, but I really don't like it anymore. So
yeah, see,
yeah.
me. It's that we the same thing. So for me, I know back in the early 2000s, I played a lot of Counter-Strike with like a lot of like me and 5 other people. We were the most notorious clan in fire Counter-Strike, and we used to jump into these like little local tournaments and just kill and just make a killing off of it.
Yeah.
And then when Madden came out, when Madden was around, I would jump into these little local tournaments just to kind of test my mettle against people, do pretty good and stuff like that. Now, as far as esports now,
yeah, the gameplay isn't like it used to be, so it kind of sucks now. That's why I don't like Madden all of that anymore. Now, if I play anything off of esports right now, the only thing I really like to play is my baseball game. So I've been playing those and I get in the tournament every once in a blue moon. But other than that, a lot of stuff I don't do, but the big ones that I do is like Tetris. I do the Sims life because you got people you gotta, when you gotta build strategies, people want to see what you can come up with. Yeah, that part you don't want to mess with me on. My strategy game is me. So yeah.
Now somebody invite me over to a little Call of Duty tournament there. I might bite on it.
Right, that's me and the nephews. Me and the nephews right there.
I might bite on it, but I said it's been forever since I played a Call of Duty game in a multiplayer setting. Man, I try to avoid those if I can.
There was one Call of Duty tournament we was in. It was like literally 160 some players on the screen. All you saw was a bunch of mini screens and everybody just going at it. I was just like, look, I can't with y'all today. Look, I already knew I was gonna get done in with 165 people on the same screen. No. But I mean that and Halo, Halo tournaments too. So yeah, but I mean it's just like little stuff that you do to pass the time that doesn't really take away and it don't kill the pocket. And plus, if I do go buy an actual physical game, I get them when they on sale. I don't buy them when they come out. I don't buy them when they first come out. When they first come out, you talk about these games now are $60 and $80 a pop.
80?
Yeah, for a video game. $60 and $80 a pop. Girl, I wait till they go on sale. You can get them for $3.49. Bless the Lord and all his people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, this is what you do. Yeah.
I play this. The last time I paid,
it was that expensive because you tell me to buy this. I said you better go ask your mama and your daddy.
The last NBA, what was it? NBA 2021 that just came out. My nephew wanted it for his birthday. $80.
Hell nah. Nah.
$80, and that was the basic version. If you get the deluxe version that comes with the stuff where they could get extra little uniforms and stuff already for the players, that was $120. And it's a video game.
But see, the funny part about that with NBA with NBA 2K, it's a money grab anyway because you have to invest physical money to get virtual coins and stuff like that.
Virtual coins and buy the extra stuff.
The last time I played the last time I paid full price for any game, period, was a game that I recently just downloaded because I played the demo and I wanted to play it, and it was $60, but it's worth it because it's well worth it. But as far as full price, man, hell no.
Yeah, man.
Go to GameStop and wait till it be like $15.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm a GameStop head. So, honey, I would get a game, beat it, take it back to the store, and sell it back to them.
Exactly, and man. Because of replay value after you beat it ain't that bad. It's not worth it.
I take it back in and sell it back to you. But
exactly.
Can I get the one that came after this one? Thank you so much. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I do. So I don't pay for this. I mean, I really don't go in and pay for nothing. A lot of times I go in and sell it. I want the newer one that came out after that one, and I get it for free because I just sold the other one back. So I just walk out the store.
I'm not paying full price for a video. No.
Right.
No.
Right.
$60? No. And besides, like me and Coco said, we both have. She has Xbox Game Pass. I have PlayStation Plus. We get a free game every month, or we get more than one free game every month. So basically,
Yeah, because I get 3.
Exactly. I get at least 2. And then sometimes they'll place PS Network, or they'll throw a couple of other free games during the course of the month.
Mhm.
So that little $60 subscription that I have that I pay for every year, it pays for itself.
Right. I mean, you get free games that you would normally have to pay. That's $160 one time for.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things are worth it. And then it's just like if you have what's the thing that me and you got, Q? Okay, so the membership that we have with prepaid legal.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Legal Shield.
Legal
Shield.
Shield.
Okay, so not saying that you stay in a lot of trouble, but you never know when something is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Legal Shield literally pays for itself. When you actually have to call the lawyer, you really don't pay that much. And then when you actually do go to court, it's literally a fifth of what you would pay if you had to go in without one. So like little things are worth it.
Exactly.
Like certain things, I tell you, baby, you wasting your time and you wasting your money.
Right.
And
so
for
I
me,
mean, it's just a lot of stuff that I just wouldn't waste my money on.
And I always look for stuff that pays for itself over time.
Mm-hmm.
And Legal Shield has worked for me. I had them now going on 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Legal Shield does everything. They don't just do like if you get like traffic tickets and all that. They help you actually start businesses if you need it. They give you business advice. They give you the legal aspects of business advice. They tell you what not to do, what to do, and it's pretty much already paid for.
And even you have it.
Yeah, I have it because my sister-in-law was selling it. She's like, "Get Legal Shield," and I'm like, "When am I going to use this?" But then the other day, it actually came in handy with my damn HOA. The people, they try to get me. I had to go back to DC.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Send a letter on your behalf in a minute with no problem. And I mean, I had a situation where I was working for a company and they allowed me to work from home. I relocated to a different state. And they tried to force me to resign, but they had paid me tuition. So while they were paying tuition reimbursement, which means I would have had to pay at least $8,000 back. I was like, no, y'all told me I can work from home. And they talking about, well, you can come in the office. You know, I'm in another state. I'm not moving back to Georgia.
Right.
So I had Legal Shield send them a letter. Immediately they responded and was like, we can deal with this without attorneys. You won't have to pay back the tuition reimbursement. We'll just say it was a mutual separation. I said, okay, no problem.
Right.
No problem. I'll send y'all equipment back. I don't have no problem. And it was several little things that they had that I've dealt with they dealt with on my behalf. So I'm like, hey, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
So I mean, like I said, it's just certain things that you could get that are literally pay for itself. Like I tell people, if you get AAA, baby, it pay for itself.
Indeed.
It literally pays for itself. Not only can you use it to tow your car if you need to, but honey, it cuts the cost in half when you need to get a rental. So I mean, and not only that, you get good rates at the hotels too. Don't play. So I mean, you got a lot of stuff that you can use when you get certain memberships and they work. You can even use AAA at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And get your meals cut in half because you're a AAA member.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just certain stuff that you just be like, I never knew that. Just like, you know how you tell people, you hear these people all the time, or if you get the little robocalls about your car warranty going out.
Yeah.
Certain of these car warranty places do actually work. And if you ever get a check engine light on and it's something major, baby, you ain't got to front that bill.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's just certain stuff that if you could afford it, get it. But I'm not going to tell you that if it's not in your budget to go out and do this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But if it's in your budget and you can afford certain things just to take care of, if they happen to come up mishaps, I suggest you do it. Exactly. So, I mean, it's just little stuff to keep yourself covered. And that way you don't have to worry about all the extra.
Exactly.
So much wisdom and knowledge on this live tonight.
And even with that, you get certain perks for being. I won't say a certain person, but accomplishing certain things. For me, I'm former military, so certain places I get a percentage of a discount for
Mhm.
purchasing something, or even on certain days I get on Veterans Day, dude, I get a free meal
Yep.
Right.
all the time.
Yep.
Every day.
I mean, some days it ain't even got to be Veterans Day. They just say that
Exactly.
if you can prove that you used to be a vet, you can eat here for free.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's all it takes. Some people keep their old military IDs and be like, I'm no longer in, but I'm a vet. And they go
Bruh.
in and eat for free.
I
So
got look that Veterans ID card come in handy
Yeah, do.
in certain situations, especially when it like, man, look.
I mean,
Oh, you a vet? Let me give you a
just
discount
if
on that.
you used to be in the military before, like for ex-military people, or even military dependents. USAA, I love them.
Boy, stand by.
USAA is wonderful. If you
Stand
can
by
get them, yes, if you
Stand
can
by
get
'em.
them, they are wonderful.
I mean,
They give you great coverage on everything. So,
and their rates are good. The coverage they give you, especially when it comes to like if their automobile,
really
man.
Yeah, and then if you can get a military bank account, those are wonderful too.
Yeah, like through Navy Fed or even through
Navy
USA.
Fed, Marine Fed, or USAA Bank. Yes, I'm telling y'all. I mean, it's certain banks that give you certain perks, and I tell anybody, if you could grab a credit union, they're going to be your best friend.
Latch on to them because credit union has so many perks that a normal bank will not offer.
Yes, and for people who are really trying to become debt free, there is a place called Self Credit. I don't know if you have them in your state for people who are watching the video or watching our feed right now, but there is a place called Self Credit. You could go to them and you could start a credit line, but you do start this credit line with your own money.
Yep.
But every time you pay your bills off with this credit line, it's reported to the credit bureaus.
Yep.
And it makes your credit go up a lot.
Yep.
So that is a way for you to get yourself out of debt and also repair your credit score. So go to Self Credit, or there's also a little thing online and it comes with an app. It's called Self. It also helps the credit too. So those are the two things that I would tell a person to try. If you're trying to become debt free and you're not good with money yet, but you can, those are ways for you to start.
Oh yeah.
Repeat them one more time. Sorry, I got distracted because whenever you was talking about veterans, I said, "Oh, my sister called me earlier and she's a veteran." So I was like, "Oh, let me text her and tell her what."
Yeah, for USA. Okay, so with the veterans thing, you can tell her to try USAA.
No, not the USAA. No, I was saying whenever y'all were talking about veterans, I remember my sister's a veteran, and that I needed to text her so she didn't think I left her hanging because I was running all day.
Okay, so I was saying that if you are trying to become debt free, there is a credit union that's called Self Credit.
Self Credit.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it in your state, but if you don't have it in your state, they are available for you to get accounts with them online.
Right.
And what they do is they particularly work with you to help you become debt free and restore your credit. So and they're called Self Credit. And then you have a app online that you can download to your phone, and it's called Self. They're also made by the people that make the credit union. So all you do is you start a credit line, but you start this credit line or the credit card with your own funds. Your own money. Every time you pay your bills off or pay your bills with this credit card or credit line, your credit goes up. Your credit score goes up. And then eventually you're debt free and your credit score is back to where it should be.
So is that similar to, the secure credit card? Like, how they would tell people to get a secure credit card and you started with your own money. And then as you begin to spend it, you pay down the money, but it helps you boost your credit. I don't know if that's something similar, but when you're
no, not really. Because what Self Credit does is they are specifically geared to helping you get your credit in order.
Okay, so if your credit is already in order, do you recommend that to somebody?
I would still recommend it because it's the best thing for you to use. It'll keep your credit where it is already, and it won't make it default because these are your funds you're using, not theirs.
Oh, this is really good. I'll be interested to watch y'all's live because I know Quint mentioned earlier that y'all are going to have like a finance talk because I think some young people will tune into this. I mean, tap
We're
in.
actually doing a finance seminar.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a weekend thing, right? It was 2
It's
days,
gonna be it was gonna be 2 days because we were gonna deal with credit first.
right?
Then we was gonna deal with budgeting, and then we was gonna talk about when it going into stocks and investing and all that stuff.
So
That's
we're
what-
gonna look into doing that probably the end of May.
Mhm.
So we will get the information to you. Look for it.
Oh, so I could
Yeah.
keep it in mind.
But
'Cause
like
you-
I said, if you don't have a budget yet, that's the first thing that you and the hubby need to start. Do the
Oh,
budget first. Okay. So
we
get
got
the budget first, and then just make sure it start going down the line. And if there's something that y'all can get rid of, start get rid of it one by one.
Yeah, he be on me, my husband. That's one thing he's good at with finding. Cause I was like, oh baby, I just gotta have a little self care. I just want to go get my toes and my nails, and I deserve a treat.
But there's nothing wrong with pampering yourself. But if you're gonna do it, put it in the budget.
you
Oh
go.
yeah, he
You
got
know what I'm saying?
that.
Put it in the budget. Like I pamper myself, and I might do it once every 2 months or so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got some people that do it every 2-3 weeks. That's how I used to do it.
Me too. I used to be that way.
But now I go like once every
Impossible.
2-3. Yeah, once I go like once a month or every other month now. So I mean, now when you want to do stuff like that, that's what you do. But you put it in your budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I used to go faithfully, and nails used to be out here, and they were all mine. Oh yeah, it was in the budget because they had to stay done at all times. So yeah. But I mean, that's what you do when you gonna do that. Even like when you get your hair done. I was one of them too. Honey, every week I had a new hairdo. You can trust and believe that. So I ain't lying. Every week I had a new hairdo. You can trust and believe it, girl. I got a portfolio that will blow your mind. I ain't lying.
Miss Coco, I gotta see that because
Honey, I'm telling you, every week I had a new hairdo. I ain't lying. So I mean that you put that in the budget though. See, like I'm one of those people. Even when I go get my hair done, I go get enough braiding hair that will last me 3-4 months at a time. That I ain't got to keep going back to the hair store.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
right now.
That's what I do though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to go. I just took braids out and I'm about to get it rebraided. So I'm just telling you, like that's what I do though. I get the large packs of braiding hair, so I don't have to keep going back to the hair store.
Expression.
No, I don't know which one I use. It ain't expression though, because I have to use a certain kind. I have to use the antibacterial anti-itch hair.
Oh, okay.
Because my scalp can't take all types of hair. So like
let me know.
all of these unbelievable people, I can't do it, girl. I can't do all of this hair that ain't mine and comes from elsewhere can't be in my head. So yeah, it can't go. It don't work for me, baby. No, honey.
Miss Coco, you think there's different spirits on the hair, like they be saying?
Girl, you don't understand. Some of these places where I can't even think of the name of the movie. I think I told Q to watch it though. It is this movie where this woman was a hairdresser. She got her hair from like Louisiana and Haiti. And they had, you know, how they say that a lot of people from over there do black magic and stuff. Well, when she would sew the hair into people's head, it would make them change.
Ooh.
In the movie, and they would actually become possessed by a spirit from the hair. I said, see, this is why I don't do a whole lot of weave right now.
But it's just like when people doing your hair, you pick up their energy. I got locks. I don't let everybody touch my hair because you pick up your energy. I don't let everybody touch me, period. Right. Of the energy. So you gotta be careful with what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because spirits, they don't care how they get there. They just get there.
Honey, they transfer, and honey, Lord, if you don't know how to get rid of them,
they like bed bugs.
It's like church. When I first started,
get rid of them things.
When I went to a black church at first. Like I had never really been to an all black church. I would always go to those non-denominational mixed churches. And then whenever they were talking about the praying in tongues and laying hands, I'm like, you ain't about to put your hands on me. I don't know where you've been, because it was new to me, because I'd never been to a church where people just kind of put their hands on you, and I didn't know if it was real or whatnot. And then you just see people, bam, just fall out. I'm like, dang, they do it like that, bam, just fall. And I mean, it was different for me. So I was like, hold up. I was like, don't put your hands on me. Don't put your hands, because I don't know if you're gonna push me. I don't know if the Holy Spirit gonna come down and touch me, or I don't know if you're gonna be like, boom. like, I mean, I just did not know, because I never.
Let me tell you something. One time I went to a church service. I said, Jesus, I need you to go in here before I get in here, Lord. I said, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna shout so hard that I'm gonna lay myself out. So this is what's gonna happen, because this is exactly what I did. I shouted so hard that I literally laid myself right out on the floor.
And I ain't walk around nobody's church either.
I don't play with the people. You know, and don't be somebody I know and you got to go somewhere. Don't touch her while she praying. Please don't do that. You don't want that. You ain't ready for that right now. You know.
Okay, Miss Coco, let's dissect Quint. I don't know what churches y'all went to, but it took me a while to get used to an apostolic church, because one time they said I fell out or whatnot. Then they put a blanket over me, and I woke up. I said, what is this on me? And I said, because you just don't know. And I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I always went to like a Lakewood type church, a med church where the praise and music was like a concert. Then I go to this all black church, people stomping, got the tambourines, they got the hats on, the fruit baskets and all that stuff. And then my dad always said, okay, we're gonna try this new church, because my dad was very religious, y'all. And I lost my dad it'll be 5 months now. And we went to this all black church, and I said, Daddy, this ain't for me. Look how these people look. And then he over here nudging me, be quiet, don't be talking in church. And I'm like, hey, this ain't like Central Baptist Church with the white people we go to. This is at least after church we get some food or whatnot. They give you we had little mailboxes at our old church. Now these black people over here, they said, baby, and then they just want to touch you, hug all up on you, all up in my space. I don't know you like that. You all up in my space.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I have dealt with all types of church genres, because I have been to all types of church settings. Either I had to go sing or I had to go do something at the service. But I'm gonna tell you something though. There is something about when you go to a predominantly white church, their worship is different.
Yes,
but they do worship in truth.
Yes,
that's the thing. That's the thing that I love about them. It's not one of those made up ones. The pastor didn't have to tell you to worship, honey. They all be in their own it, worshiping God for real. And that's what I like to see. I don't like for the pastor to come up and say, well, praise the Lord, everybody, praise the Lord. I tell you to get up right now and to show the Lord that you really love him, run around the church 5 times. Well, honey, if I got to show the Lord that I love him 5 times, he gonna think that I don't love him at all, because I'm not finna die having an asthma attack. Okay, so that I'm not gonna do. Do you understand? That ain't happening over here, because I can't run right now. Bless the Lord. So look, yeah, I tell the people, don't come at me with that one, baby, because I'm gonna tell you something. You won't get it out of me. That ain't it.
Okay.
So I mean, when it comes down,
I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to show God how much you love him.
We put limits on it and all this other stuff. I can't.
What about, this is what I did not like about when I went to an all-black church. And I told my husband now, because we're looking for a new church home, I said, we need a church that's diverse. Why do we have to pass the collection plate so many times? Why do you have to make people feel obligated? Okay, we're going to start over here with the $100 bills. Who's going to bless us with the $100? We got this building fund over here. We got this building fund.
Right, and it sounds like an auction, right? Look, this is the thing about it. When it comes down to giving at church, and Q will back me up on this, baby, I don't give unless I'm led.
That's
I
it.
could walk it. I
That's
can
how
literally
I
walk
feel.
into your church and I can hear you say that it's for a real good cause. If the Lord didn't lead me, that cause ain't for me.
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm just going. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to
Yep.
give because I always give. But to give what you asking for, no.
But you should give from your
Um.
heart is what
Right.
I want people to do. Not give out of obligation or people force you, and then they want to single you out
And
because
look, but see, this I'm gonna tell you something. I met a celebrity one time, and I had to read her rights. Um, I met
Did she say
Dorinda.
read her? Did she say
Yeah,
read her her rights?
I read her all her rights. I met Miss Dorinda Clark Cole.
Did you Mirandaize her?
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what she did because it really royally pissed me off. So when it pissed me off, I told her right there at the altar.
Ooh.
Um, so she was like, I want the
All right.
people to come up and I want you all to go ahead and give your offering, whatever you got. Go ahead and give your offering. So everybody walking up giving their offering. This particular night, I didn't even have plans on going to the church.
mm-hmm.
I was riding around and I was actually feeling some kind of way. And I just happened to ride past the church and look on the sign and it said, we having church tonight. I said, well, Lord, I think I might need to come in and seek you out for a second. So I parked, got out, and went inside the church service. I didn't know that Dorinda was there because they didn't have her name on the side. I really couldn't care if she was there anyway.
Right.
So I went in, church service was good. And when they called up, I said, oh, well, there go Dorinda. Maybe she gonna sing. Maybe we gonna get one of these good old timey songs going on. I'm sitting there, and when she called the folks up for offering, at that time, like I said, I had no plans on going to the church house that night, but all I had in my pocket was a $5 bill and my bank card. This particular bank didn't do the swipey swipe because we didn't have swipey swipe at that time. Okay,
Exactly.
swipey swipe was not prominent then, so I walked up and I put the $5 in the plate. The guy behind me didn't have anything, and I happened to look down, and I was going through, my little wallet, and I said, "Sir, do you have anything to pay it off?" He said, "No, but I would like to give something." So I gave him the last dollar I had out of my wallet. When he went up to go put this dollar in the collection plate, she said, "Some of y'all that came up here and gave fives and ones, know y'all have robbed God." When she said that, I said, "Hold,
Stop right there.
mm-mm." I said, "First of all, hold the hell on."
I'm out.
I didn't even catch my mouth. Like for real. I said, first of all, I need you to hold the hell on. Don't think that because I ain't lying now. I said, don't think that because you are who you are, you can come in here and judge people. Some people don't have nothing and they gave the last of what they had. And now you are in here criticizing. Because you feel like you are who you are, I don't see you coming out your pocket and handing nobody nothing. I said, but I bet you got paid to come up in here and say what you just said, though.
Word.
And then I went and sat down. So everybody looking like, oh, well, Jesus, did she just? Yes, I just did it. Do I need to repeat it for the folks in the cheap seats? I will and have no problem. Your status quo don't mean nothing to me when you do
Look.
stuff like that.
And see, for me,
So
nah,
no, ma'am,
no.
no sir.
Oh, you gonna browbeat me into giving some money? Let me tell you something right now. Matter of fact, you take you and your money and you can go directly to hell.
Yeah, don't tell people that they
Don't pass
robbing God
go.
because that's all they got. Now, for the ones that give but don't like to give a lot, that's on them. If they give minute, that's what they get back. Because
Exactly.
it's a art to sowing and reaping. What
Yep.
you sow is what you gonna
You
reap.
can reap.
So if you giving little, you gonna get little. There's no doubt to that. But at the end of the day, you don't tell a person that they robbed God just because they could not give a big offering when half of that offering is going in your pocket when you leave tonight.
Or
So don't do that.
And you know what used to grind my gears so much, Coco, is that when they collect the offering, well, the offering kind of low, and somebody somebody stand up and say, "I know what's in the house." You don't know what's in the damn house. Sit your ass down.
Or I'm gonna start this offering with $100. You get it back anyway.
Right.
So I don't care about you starting it with $100. Let's just be real.
Right.
Get down to my price range, and then we'll talk.
When you say that, when you say that, and you're the one, first of all, it's your church, so you're going to get the $100 you put in the plate back.
Yes.
Let's just be real about that.
Exactly.
Now, and then you say, well, the Lord said they 6 other people in here who could do the same thing. I go to looking around because I ain't one of the 6. Because I'm gonna just be honest. I'm really not it. I'm not one of the 6. I won't lead. I did not hear that digit. I did not hear that amount. That's the amount that you say you heard, and I want you to keep hearing from heaven because it didn't fall over here. So that's not for me.
I see. I've literally had to dress down a dude talking about, well, I know you got more money in your pocket than that. Dude, you checking my pockets? Because if you are checking my pockets, I'm gonna need you to sit your ass down. Get up out of mine, bro.
Like I was at the church, and she was like, they went, and you know how they go to count it afterwards.
Yeah.
First of all, they won't even done giving yet. And all I heard, the person that was supposed to count it, well, the offering is $100 short. First of all, people still walking up to it. How you know it's $100 short already? Oh, you must didn't get nothing. That was the first thing I said to her. I said, since you saying it's short, it's missing your $100.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get this out here.
Or one thing I heard was one of my friends said at her old church they were asking for people's tax return statements. So
They do that.
Hold on. Yeah. There's churches that do that. When you come in to sign up to be a member, they want you to bring your tax return so they know how much you make, because they want to know how much your tithes is supposed to be. Yes, ma'am. They want to know how much your tithes is supposed to be.
They check in your pockets.
When they look at your tax returns, they want to know how much your tithes is supposed to be so that they can get what they need to get.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with it either, but you got churches that do that because I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I was never a member at those specific churches, but you got churches that do that. I have seen it. And then when they go to help you, if you are one of those members, or if you one of those people that came to the church and said that you was in need, you needed help paying the bill, they will give you the money to pay the bill and give you X amount of time to pay them back for paying your bill.
Instead of just giving it to you.
Instead of just helping you out and just saying, hey, the bill is paid. They will give you the money and say, you got 3 months to pay us back.
Whoa, wait a minute. Stop. No.
Rewind.
Yeah. I mean, because I have seen it in all types of settings. I've been in so many different churches, and it ain't even funny. It's just like when you work in certain areas, it's a lot of stuff that you see, and then when you are a part of it, you just shake your head. I've been in church settings where the person that was the pastor of the church was using other members' credit to furnish his stuff.
Man.
So I mean, yeah.
I was in a church like that too.
Where they lived in the house, they didn't have their name on it. They had one of the church members' names on it.
Yep.
And you know the thing about that, it makes people have church hurt, and then you get with people who they wanna believe God and different stuff like that, but they don't want to go inside the church to fellowship because they see church as a business. Yeah. And they're like, I don't need to go to church to believe in God, or I'm on the fence right now about this whole Christianity, this whole religion thing because of what I saw. So you see people who are hurt by church, where the church is supposed to embrace, but in reality, the church is outside of the 4 walls. The church is just a building, but church has to be within you. And I talked to somebody today, and we were talking about the subject of church or whatnot. And, I told her, yes, I'm a believer. I believe in Christ, but I understand where you're coming from. And I said, I saw a lot of things when I was going to this one church. And when people ask me, do you want to be involved in the youth ministry and different? No, I don't, because I'm not here to babysit your kids. If you can't get your kids right at home, what makes you think you can just drop them off at church and expect me to watch baby's kids? No,
exactly.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not the one.
Yep, now.
Spoiling the child, even though I'm young. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
But you got people that do so much stuff when it comes down to church and attach God's name to it, and he ain't got nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just too much of that happening now. Like I hear too many people say, that what the Lord said or God said. No.
Exactly.
He did not tell you none of
They be
this
trying
stuff.
to twist it and placate God, and then it becomes a problem when you're at church more than you at your own house with your own husband, your own kids. And I'm like, nah. When I was in church, I was like, y'all taking too much of my time. I'm at the church more than I'm at my own house. Shoot, I might as well start paying mortgage over here because I might as well roll me up a bed and have my microwave, my fridge, because I'm doing a little bit too much. And then
Well, you got people that'll do that because when they start doing stuff for the church, they don't look at it like they're serving the church. They are doing what they're doing unto God. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But the people that they are serving under take that and abuse it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? That's when that get twisted.
If you're married, for one, you should never do more for the church than you do for your husband.
Word.
And if you're at the church all that time, how is your household being taken care of?
Right.
Exactly.
How is your husband being taken care of? And then you wonder why marriages don't work.
Your house should not be going into default
to the church.
Yeah, your house should not be going into default because of behind church.
It's a lot of lessons learned. I woke up real quick and they're like, you ain't doing this. I sure as hell not.
Yeah, that's not how that's supposed to be. And Q can tell you, Q's schedule used to be, I got work, church, I got church, then I got this, and then I got church, and then I got church, and then I got this, and then I'd be like, well, Q, when you got time for Q? And that, you're right, like that, there was no time, like no extra time for her. So I would just be like, no, ma'am, that ain't how that's supposed to go.
Exactly.
I was like, church is good, church is wonderful, church is my place of zen. But at the end of the day, I can't be there so much that I'm leaving home out.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I got people who are apostles and all this stuff that I know, but your family don't even want to follow you to church. Baby, there's something wrong with that.
Exactly.
And
there's something wrong with that. And there's a reason as to why they not going.
Nope.
Then they call you whenever you miss a few Sundays. I'm just calling to see if you okay because I haven't seen you at church, baby.
Because I didn't bring my ties today.
I'm okay. Leave me alone. Click.
Because I can tell you just from personal experience, because I know we got to get ready to cut the show short, but I can tell you from personal experience that when my mom got sick, her church acted like she wasn't even there. When my mama got sick and she couldn't pay her tithes anymore, they didn't come around. So when she died, I was like, why they here at her funeral? When they walked in the door, I told the people to put them out.
Exactly.
I was not playing, and I meant what I said. They don't need to be here. You weren't there when she was sick, so I need you to go about your business.
Play like Michael Jackson. Beat it.
About that, something similar to that. It was an older lady that served all her life in the church, paid her tithes, but when she got sick, she couldn't pay, and they would not do her funeral.
Yeah. But you've been this faithful member the whole entire time. Now that you sick and can't do, they act like they don't know you. So you know what? I need you to keep acting like you don't know.
Just keep on stepping.
That's what it was for me. And a lot of people felt like I was wrong. I said, no, I'm not wrong.
That ain't wrong.
I said because this is the problem that I have. This is the other problem that I have with our people. And then we gonna get ready to go because it's almost 11 o'clock.
Ooh, dang.
But the thing that I had, the problem that I had with our people is that you sweep stuff under the rug too much for me.
Yeah.
And when that whole, we not going to address this, we not going to talk about this. No, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it right now.
Exactly.
Because this is the problem. When you keep letting stuff go by and you don't address it, it get worse.
Exactly.
And then it'll affect other people, and the other people that's being affected, sometimes people don't even realize that they doing what they doing. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been doing it so long, it's just natural. It feels natural to them, but you still wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that got to be addressed.
Until they're affected by it.
Right.
That's the biggest problem. So as long as it's happening to somebody else, it does not matter, no matter how many times they bring it to your attention. But when it start affecting you or someone that's close to you, now we want to do something about it.
Exactly.
That ain't how that's supposed to work.
Nope. See,
entire
I know.
conversation
So look,
tonight.
I know
and
from
then hold on. My husband just went and got the what you call it for me because you just asked. That's it.
Oh, that's the hair. Okay, hold on. What's the name of it? Scroll down.
It is Easy Braid Quattro made by Spectra.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up when I want to
But
do.
it's antibacterial hair and it's also itch free.
Okay.
So that's what I use because I cannot use the other braiding hair because it will literally itch my scalp off my head.
I'm gonna have to try that whenever I put my Senegalese twist in because right now I'm just on my wash and go. You see my curlies?
Yeah.
I had to say no to my Dominican blowouts because I said, you know what? I need to cut back on my funds. I'm not gonna be paying my $45 every 2 weeks. Then I got a tip because I'm obligated. I feel obligated to tip because it's her profession. I said, you know what? No, just cut it a little bit more. She said, why? I said because I'm doing me right now. I'm gonna be swimming. I'm gonna get this body back. I'm trying to get my back on. I need to take my life back, and I want to be looking
right.
good. I'm trying to have me a nice body for the summertime, so I can wear my two-piece when I want to step out. And I said,
well, if you need some weight loss products, I got you, girl. I got you.
Well, girl, let me show you. I ain't that big. Let me show you, girl. I ain't that big. I just want. You know, when you wear certain things, you just want your body to be snatched.
Right.
I just want to
Well,
see.
look, I'm gonna tell you something that does actually work. Go get you a what you call it? Not a girdle, but the
Oh, I got one of those.
what you call it? Yeah, a waist trainer. They do actually work. They do cut the midsection down. If you can wear it for like 4 to 8 hours in the day, and you will see the difference.
I need to put mine back on because I used to wear it when I was going to work daily and I would have it on all day. But then I said, oh, it would help me condense what I was eating because it was real tight. And I said, I want my curves back. I said, before I got married, I was snatched. I was looking good. I was doing my hit. Then to fit in my wedding dress and everything, I was looking good. And then
right,
I just got out here with my.
Well, like I said, she got the weight loss. She has the weight loss stuff. She has the CBD weight loss products. And they work really, really well. So, and they work really well. So give those a shot if you ever need it for just to take off a few extra pounds that you can't seem to get rid of. That's it. And like I said, the waist trainer, it really does work. I used to wear one, but I had to stop wearing it because I've had a bunch of surgeries. But now I'm about to start going back into mine. So, but it does work. So I can tell you that now.
I gotta put that back on when I'm walking and get
yeah.
Back
if you could wear it between 4 to 8 hours a day, you'll see the difference in 30 days. So, yeah.
Frederick over here shaking his head. I'm like, when I be on vacation,
Trim 365 work for men too. I'm telling you.
What is it?
Trim 365.
It's called Trim 365. It's just a little spray. You just spray it in your mouth. It actually does work. And then it's more than just trim. Hold on, because I don't have the weight loss one because I don't use the weight loss stuff.
Yeah, I've been walking, swimming.
Because I have this one.
This one is a little sanitizer bottle, one of those fresh.
Right. Hers, she has a Trim 365, and I have the Shield one that I get from her.
Yeah, I use that one too.
So this one actually helps your immune system.
Okay.
So if you suffer with allergies, sinus issues, and stuff, that Shield is the bomb.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so and I do a lot of all natural stuff that boosts my immune system because I have a immune deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So for like I said, with the folks around here walking around with this COVID and vaccination stuff, no, baby.
Yeah.
If you start doing a lot of natural stuff and boost your immune system up, you really don't have to worry about it.
Yes, turmeric, ginger,
elderberry. Turmeric and ginger is my favorite. So
I like that fresh ginger. My mom from the Caribbean, we believe in herbs and stuff and blending stuff up.
Well, yeah, because see, my husband is from the Caribbean too. My husband's from Jamaica, so he's from Jamaica. So
pick up yourself.
We use a lot of sour sap, sorrel. We drink ginger. We drink the turmeric. We got all of that. And a lot of people don't know about barber roots. So when I talk about barber roots, they be like, "What is that?" For the people that know, barber roots is like a herbal tonic, and you talk about honey, it give you all day energy, like a Red Bull on. Yes. That stuff works wonders. So I tell people, if you could gravitate to natural, that's the best thing for you to do.
Yes, it
You know
is.
what I mean? And then watch the way watch what you're consuming, because the other stuff too don't
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Gotta cut back
Even
on
when
the
it
gas.
comes to your medication and stuff, like I take CBD oil for my elevated pressure. Can't say what it is, but elevated pressure, or if you got sugar issues and stuff like that, CBD oil works
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah. And I've been taking CBD for years, so it regulates a lot. Well, you can't. A lot of people don't want you to. For you, people that use it, you can only say what it does for you. You know what I mean? So I mean, it regulates a lot of stuff. I
Deals
mean,
with
it'll
inflammation
actually
in the
make
body.
you pain free too.
Mhm.
And that's what I use it for, because I've used it for my pain regimen. So a lot of people don't understand the uses behind it, but like I said, research what you're trying to do, and
Yes.
it'll help you out,
And I
because
sell
there's
it.
different milligrams, and there's different types of CBD.
Yes, that's what I was
So
going to say. There's different types, because now you see all these CBD shops popping up everywhere.
yeah,
But you need to be mindful of what it is that you're consuming in your
Yes.
body.
yeah, because you got full spectrum and different ones, so certain ones work better than others.
Yes.
And I use the highest milligram that they actually make. So I mean, you have to kind of work your way up. I'm not gonna tell a person to start out that high, but you work your way up. I had to do that because of my pain threshold. So, but
Right. I use
other people,
500 milligrams, but
yeah, and
ours
I'm at
is
15.
we literally only have 2 ingredients besides the flavor in it. So you got to be careful when you go into these drugstores. You might get acrylic and
Other stuff.
ethanol and all kinds of stuff in
Yeah,
your as an ingredient, and you
yeah,
don't even know it. Most of it don't even have CBD in it. It's just called CBD.
yeah. You got to read it. You really have to read it.
You can't trust all these smoke shops out here that people are like,
No.
CBD.
And see, I go, if I get
man.
mine from a smoke shop, I deal with people that I actually know. So I have a friend of mine that actually has a smoke shop, but they make the CBD oil in the back of the shop, and I can actually go in and watch them make it. So I know what's in it. So I mean, like stuff like that, you have to know what you're getting into.
Very true. Wisdom and research.
Yes.
Well,
You just can't put anything in your body
But
nowadays.
we've had a great night. This was a
Yeah.
nice discussion.
indeed.
Sorry, I was late, y'all. I texted Fred and said, I'm running behind. I'm finishing up a meeting.
Perfect timing.
Right.
Perfect timing.
You came in at the right time. So
Yep. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to conclude this particular episode of Trailblazers Radio. I want to thank my two beautiful guests, Coco Fenton and Quint Jones, for joining me tonight, having this wonderful discussion. I also want to thank my sister and my friend Genesis Amaris Kemp for coming on and just joining us and having this wonderful discussion. I'm pretty sure she picked up some wonderful gems along the way. She's going to pass those on to a lot of people. And I just want to thank everybody who tuned in and everything like that. If I could leave something with somebody tonight, is that first of all, man, be kind to each other, take care of each other, man, and please just stay safe out here, because as cruel and as mean as this world is, regardless of what it is, we still need God.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
as of right now, we need him a lot more than we ever have needed him, especially in the times that we are in.
Right. And spread love, not hate, y'all.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jesus.
Think about it. If you spread more love and not hate, the world wouldn't be like it is.
Yes, indeed.
And walk by faith and not by sight.
Indeed. So on that note, y'all, we're gonna bid y'all good night, but I'm gonna wish y'all love, light, and peace, and stay, watch as well as pray, y'all.
I feel like we leave it out on Soul Train. That's what I feel like.
Just missing the soul part.
Right. That went through my head.
Right. That's what I was saying. So that's what I was waiting on it.
I thought he was going to pray. I was getting ready to close my eyes.
Now, if y'all want me to say, I'm peace, love, and soul.
Right. I was waiting on it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I heard in my head. My bad. Look,
But look,
Hey, it's good to laugh, y'all. I promise you,
indeed,
laughter is good for the soul.
indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good night and tune in to us on Friday night. I have a wonderful author in the building, her Samantha Swain. She's going to talk about a lot of things. So you guys keep your ears on that, and also keep your ears and eyes open for my two hosts. Man, hopefully they got some good things coming on. I heard they got some good stuff coming on, so I can't wait to see what they got coming on. So you guys, please just continue to follow us, continue to support us on Facebook and Instagram, and also check us out on YouTube, and also check out the audio podcast on Spotify, Anchor, or whatever you get your podcast from. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to be safe, take care of each other, and be mindful, be prayerful. On that note, deuces.